about Naga Siren throughout this, but Nox just hit us up and said that there's only been 4 actual picks so far in the qualifiers. So my read of this hero feels very off and weird right now. But yeah, I want to see if they go for one of those sort of big wombo-y combo-y type of picks with the last one. It can get a little bit weird. And apparently they were all losses, so not a great look for Zoomers.
To be fair, though, Zoomers did beat Undying with Naga Siren, I think 2 times in the last tournament they faced off in. Right. So there's some like specific to Zoomers Naga Siren significance in this matchup.
I think I remember the last panel that both of you were on, we were talking about this, and that there are people who really specialize with Naga Siren, and perhaps 4Zoomers has that as well. Sand King.
That's a good pick. They saw the Abaddon, so they knew that Viper wouldn't be able to pressure Naga Siren at all. So they opted for something that, honestly, like Sand King is usually a pretty high priority when you pick Naga Siren. I'm sort of surprised they didn't ban it. But maybe they have some idea against Sand King as a hero. They don't like respect what the hero does versus Naga Siren.
Interesting. They did expend a lot of their bans to protect their first 2 heroes, so maybe they were just letting it go. But now that we have these drafts set, gentlemen, which draft is better? Skill aside, draft only. Which draft do you like better, Lyrical?
I really like the Sand King pick a lot. I felt like all their heroes didn't really have stuff that they were able to do and make moves. Now Sand King can rotate to a lane, Spectre can haunt in afterwards, maybe plays with Moon. I think this Sand King is going to carry him through that mid game, and then Tomato will carry him in the late game.
I actually completely agree. I think the Sand King pick made a huge difference. I think if they didn't have Sand King as an offlaner, you wouldn't have that normal like hard lockdown for Invoker. And Invoker was just sort of ran rampant this game. You know, you look at the other 4 heroes, none of them really kill him. I think this draft is completely dependent on how Saberlight's game is compared to how Brax's game is. And if Saberlight has like any sort of decent game, then it looks really good for Undying for me.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have both of our casters on the side of Undying in terms of draft. And but you know, we did say from the, like I mentioned, the previous panel, Jenkins did say that Axe, he wanted to see Brax on Axe. So let's see if Brax, Axe can take it, or if Undying will continue to win every single game they've played in this tournament as we get into game 1 of Undying versus 4Zoomers. Lyrical and AUI, take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Sumi. And yep, we're already into the game. And as per usual, we have ourselves the pause to start. And of course, the disconnects will come out fast and furious. Ali, I'm curious. You know, we talked a lot about the Sand King, how good we thought it was. Snapfire, it's like kind of a lost hero. They're starting to pick it up now again as well. I remember when I was watching the Eastern European qualifiers, people were talking about as a replacement for the Hoodwink. How do you think Ocean's game looks this one?
It's for similar reasons as why it would have been a really good Invoker game if there's no Sand King. I think it actually makes it sort of a good Snapfire game. You can sort of play at range, nothing will really catch you, and you just get off a really good Mortimer's Kiss. Even with the Sand King though, I don't think Sand King really wants to blink in and stop support Snapfire for ulting. So I think she should find a pretty good time. A lot of the reasons why this hero fell off is because Little Shredder got nerfed. But honestly, even when it was really strong, I felt like going for the first 2 spells was really strong. And especially against Wyvern, you want to have a lot of magical damage. I think overall Ocean should have a pretty good time this game.
Okay, it'll be something to watch for sure. And there's a lot of things in this that we've sort of seen be strong combos come online well. Like particularly the Axe combo together with the Invoker has been really clutch. There's been a couple of times I remember watching, again in the Eastern European qualifiers, where there was like a Naga song into an Axe call, and then like the Axe immediately gets hexed as the song ends. He's trying to hit a call off. So hopefully don't see anything like that. But the other one is Spectre. This hero is like farms crazy slow, it feels like, if you don't get out of the laning stage and like end up struggling at all there. Do you feel like that's going to be a problem at all for Tomato here? Does he have an okay lane?
His lane... No, his lane should be completely fine. Spectre historically has always been an Axe lane counter, just because Axe actually doesn't have... Like, what beats Spectre in lane is if you can sort of shove it into her or get the lane equilibrium and then out-CS her. Because Spectre, like, she doesn't have high kill threat and she has relatively low damage. What Spectre benefits from is she has really high regen and armor. and she's good versus Axe for that reason, because he won't contest her CS as much, and then, you know, Haunt counters his Blink Dagger, Desolate's good versus really high armor, and traditionally it was like, when you Blink Blade Mail Spectre, she doesn't care at all. Now, even if you Blink Manta Spectre, like, she takes a lot less damage, because she has one of the only skills that reduces pure damage in Dispersion.
That's
oh,
fair.
wait, Spectre's already gone for Desolate. This is very new technology, because you usually get Dispersion and Dagger, like, until level 8 or even, like, level 11.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is new tech or misclick by Tomato, but regardless, it's kind of interesting, you know, 18 bonus pure damage right out of the start if nobody's nearby. Oh, dude, Ocean's not expecting the Dispersion or the freaking Desolate.
Yeah, fight him, you're Desolate. But honestly, I think Tomato will just TP here. He doesn't know if there are more heroes here or not. He doesn't want to get zoned out. Oh no, he's going. He's gonna fight him. He can't hit him because of the move speed advantage and the slow, but yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why you would want Desolate in this lane, to be honest.
Well, we'll see if anything pops out immediately, or if, you know, maybe he tries to make some plays with it around the Haunt, gets more points in Desolate than you would anticipate. He could play a more aggro style, possibly. Who knows? But regardless, at least at the early going, you can see Dubu trying to push Brax back a little bit here, along with Tomato. And
ooh, Desolate hit.
Yeah, nice. Dude, easy.
I mean, it's not like it's a bad spell, right? Like, it's just your other spells are usually so good.
Right.
But anyways, I'm curious to see how that leads, because in my head, like, I would always take Dispersion or Dagger level 1 versus Axe.
All right. Back towards the mid lane, there's been a couple of games where I've seen Vipers just absolutely handle Invokers, particularly Quals Invokers. And you can see already 1-1, 2-1 now for Gunnar, playing against the 6-2 of the Viper. Kind of a tough one, and Bryle definitely taking care of business on this hero.
Yeah, I think this matchup is very hard for Invoker at early levels, but I think Gunnar's like, I mean, he's obviously not winning the lane. He's doubled up on CS, but I think he's winning the lane in the sense that he has the hill. Like, he's not going to get zoned out by Viper's level 3 timing, which is usually really worrisome for Invoker, just because the creep wave is fine for him.
Yeah, so like, maybe he's like doing better than you would anticipate, or some other Invokers would do. Okay.
Yeah, like, he's already brought the self. He's going to be at full HP. Brow's going to self up, but Viper, like, he spends a lot of resources to harass mid. It has to, like, lead into denies or, like, zoning the other hero out from last hits. Otherwise, like, the hero doesn't... It's, like, not that good a hero. I mean, usually can always do that. That's why it's such a good hero, but yeah.
Oh my god, look at that. First level nice for Spectre all time. Desolate 96 out of like over 2,000. So
I like how there's a stats there. Who leveled stats?
I don't know, somebody. It's like, I don't need my spells.
But yeah, it's very rare to level Desolate at level 1 compared to Dispersion or Dagger.
Wow. That's his little thing there. And it does look like a little bit of a chase down. I mean, we haven't really talked about this at all, but they did decide to send Sammy up to the top lane as the Bro Strike comes through, connects onto Husky, and is going to fall. Moon drawing first blood. Nicely played.
And that's huge, because I think Sand King's a hero that we're really focused on this game. He's already sort of supposed to free farm versus Nagasiren. Oh, and they're going to... Oh. Wait, they got Tomato.
Able to catch him. Yeah,
top lane though, they're also going to Sammy Boy.
Oh my god, everything's happening all at once. Sammy, gotta get away, trying to escape, and the Aphotic Shield keeps him alive, along with that salve. All right, very action-packed, although there's only been 2 deaths.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to see what happened with Spectre there, but, you know, maybe he should have gotten a skill that let him be more survivable, and it really would have helped him there. I mean, there's a reason why, like, how you play versus Axe versus Spectre is, like, it's a very figured out matchup. Like, all the way to 2016, this matchup was played, and it's always sort of been played a similar way.
Right. Well, a little bit of struggle there, for sure, but they are going to get aggro onto Brax now. And this is a nice chunk of damage there. Is it enough for the kill? Oh, no, the creep wave. It didn't proc. Oh, man. Unreal.
Maybe this Zessa is pretty good, actually, because if you think about it, if Tomato didn't die in that last engagement, like, maybe Brax has slightly less levels, or maybe he has more levels, and then there's a kill there. Honestly, like, I'm criticizing the Desolate choice, but we haven't seen enough to actually, like, think anything, right? I'm just going off my gut feeling. Like, it feels weird historically. I don't know whether it's good or bad yet.
Well, that is a very interesting one indeed there, and gonna salve up Tomato afterwards. They are bringing Ocean back over there as there's a little bit of a battle for the bounty runes, and will Brow be able to get there in time? Or, nope, Husky sneaks that one away.
He's going to die for this, though.
Yeah, he's gonna pay a price for sure. 10 goes up as he tries to walk away, and this will be a kill for Bryle. So 2-1, and they give him the tip afterwards. Dude, he got a bounty rune. You can't tip him for that. It's worth.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kill's probably worth more, but one thing he did do is he drew Viper away from middle lane, and he made him spend a lot of mana to kill him. I think Gunnar sort of appreciated that, even if like Viper's also okay with it. It's one of those weird things where both teams are like, don't worry, I'm doing this, and the other team's like, don't worry, we're getting a kill or something. And like both teams are like just being happy about it.
The person that wins the game is the one that was actually right, though.
Of course, that's how Dota works.
Yeah.
Exactly. Results-based thinking are always always the best way to approach life.
Well, nonetheless, 5 minutes into this one, and it's fairly stratified. You can see that Naga's actually had a pretty good time up here, despite losing that Abba one time. And down bottom, a nice chunk of damage. Tomato in trouble. Going to fall. Brax takes him down. So again, having a nice time on this axe here.
And this is huge, because in the panel, what I thought was like, whoever gets a better game between the offlaners is really going to take over the game, because both safe lanes are not inspiring, right? Like Wyvern Spectre, it's like, eh, and then like Abaddon, Nagasan, same reaction. Right. Now Brax, he has his Vanguard. If you have Vanguard when Spectre's only level 3, I think this lane counter doesn't matter. Oh, he doesn't keep his wagon though. I'm very surprised by that. Let it go on bottom.
Gunnar makes that rotation. They get the Cold Embrace. Tomato completely out of mana, though. Ocean is starting to drop down kind of low. Tornado afterwards. Brax backs out. And with Ocean retreating as well, can the rest of them escape? It looks like it. So they force a rotation. Bryle came down bottom. And that should be the end of it, it looks like.
A really good heal from Dubu there, but still, I mean, that engagement felt a bit weird. Like, to go for a Spectre kill there, even though Spectre is just level 4, now he has a point in Dispersion. He's a pretty tanky hero under the tower. I really would have liked to see 4 Zoomers sort of just tank 2 hits on the tower with the Vanguard on Axe and keep their wagon alive. Then they could have played that engagement for like the long con, you know? Right. Where it's just hitting the tower and Radiant feels really bad. I think they sort of got forced by the fact that Gunnar had already rotated, and they tried to do a bit too much on that rotation.
Okay, fair enough.
They don't lose any heroes, but Radiant feels really good about that one.
In the meantime, while that was happening, you also saw that Moon was able to soak up some of that XP there in the mid lane. So on this Hoodwink, trying to get into levels. Almost level 4 here at just about the 8-minute mark. And in the meantime, Sammy, he's jungling. This is what you anticipate from the Naga Siren, from the Terrorblades, all those pesky illusion heroes. He's going to head off and just try and get into those items and levels. We'll probably be farming faster than the Spectre for the foreseeable future, at least until you get some items. Ooh, they got chip vests though. That's great.
That is a nice Spectre item. Yeah, Nagasa's going to go to the jungle, and when that happens, I think generally it's really important to dive the support top. We can see Undying, they're looking for Husky, but he managed to, that's a cool spot. I'm going to use that spot.
That was awesome.
Apparently you don't get vision there, and no, he's out. He's going to keep sapping XP, being annoying, and just trying to hold on to this tower as long as possible.
And in the meantime, on the other side, as you can see, Ocean, Brax, they're pressuring this tower. Now, they don't have the catapult, which is certainly annoying, but they do have this ward over in the area, which is scouting Tomato's movement, and could go for a play on him now. Jump forward, Cookie's there. They've got the call afterwards. They need a spin or two. Can they get it in time? Oh, they will get the spin, but not before the bushwhack comes in. And now, with Bryle in the area, both TP out. Any way away? No, they're gone.
That was so cool from 4 Zoomers. You saw Brax, he was dancing the wave around, not cutting and killing it, because he knew Spectre would defend the tower, and he wants the enemy creep wave alive so that he can like spin on him when he calls him. And because of that, they force out the Viper TP and the Hoodwink Bushwhack, so they rotate 4 heroes on Undying, and they get absolutely nothing from that. Like, Viper's a slow hero. He's TP to bottom and walked to mid 2 times. That's a really long time to walk when your hero's like 285 base MS.
Right.
Or even slower than that, I think.
He's not like rotating and finding those kills necessarily either, which is, you know, maybe what you would have wanted as Gunnar. Oh, they got him. That's really rough, though. Bryle and Moon able to make that rotation, but trying to keep him alive is Husky. With the Aphotic Shield, they drop down another sentry. Can they keep him alive? Aphotic Shield, Miscoil back up in a second, and barely. Gunnar is able to escape. Wow, that was a huge save by Husky.
Really clutch. Four Zoomers are just making these clutch plays around the map to eke out disadvantages. With that being said, though, look at Saberlight's farm. This guy is beasting it up this game. He has the Vanguard. He didn't go for some Tranquil Boots, you know, Blink Dagger, Small Sun plays. He's going for the full, like, Vanguard, Chad build. You got Vanguard, you got Blink Dagger, and you're beasting it in fights. You just tank everything and do a lot of damage.
Right.
Tomato bottom, though.
Ocean.
Whoa.
Whoa, big play. Ocean almost able to catch him. That would have been crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is, of course, the problem with Spectre is doesn't feel necessarily great being shoved out of lane like this. Though he does have level 6. We could maybe see a haunt play to go and try and farm out somewhere, or maybe just TPs to a lane. We'll see what he decides to do there. But level 6 is coming up soon as the tomes are going to be transferred out to everybody. Looking at it right there, Tomato actually 3 levels behind the Naga Siren, but Bryle's found him. Song of the Siren comes out, trying to walk away so he can TP back home, and will not die to that ulti. So does manage to get back out of there.
So there's this concept in Dota about tower taking where it doesn't matter if you take an enemy tower if they're able to just take yours, right? Because you're just even. I mean, I don't know. I say a concept, it sounds so pretentious. Like if you take a tower and they take your tower, it's the same. Right. But the concept is that you want to, instead of like taking enemy towers, it's more important to defend your own towers when you have advantage. So we can do that. Saberlight with his Vanguard has rotated to bottom lane very early in this game. He's just, the entire purpose of this is just to hold this tower. Yeah. And then they're going to feel a map advantage because a creep wave, like, it can sort of go further for them. You know, if you split the map by where the creep waves can go, they have a clear advantage on the map control.
Well, Owie, I don't think it's pretentious at all. I like your concepts, okay? They're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you anything.
It's a concept, but it's like, oh, you know, -1 tower is equal to -1 tower. It sounds so, like when I said it, just, it's way too much. Like,
all right, it's fair enough. It's fair. Oh, man. Well, nonetheless, the concept that we're seeing right now is that level 6 is on Snapfire. Hasn't been able to make any use of it yet on Ocean, though he did chase the Spectre out of there, and we're getting pretty close to the blink on Axe. You talked about the Sand King after having gone back for, you know, the boots and the infused raindrops. He's now also going to go into that blink dagger, so it's going to be one of those timings when the battles might start breaking out pretty soon here. Smoke up on the side of Undying. Will they find anybody? Sammy doesn't have song. This is a minute away and eyes on him. Can they get the catch for the kill? Haunt in. Oh, Power Rangers TP'd in to try and save. And it looks like Sammy will be fine.
All right. Honestly, Husky has really been on point this game, right? I think he saved his scores multiple times this game. It's only been 12 minutes. And got their...
Oh, wait, do they find Tomato in this? Tomato in trouble. Mortimer's Kisses comes down and they find the return kill. Ooh. So Tomato haunts in for that, and then not only does he not get the kill, he dies himself.
And honestly, an uncharacteristic mistake from Tomato. I think in a lot of the other series, like I'm thinking his Axe game, he was like a very zero-death player this tournament. But he makes a crucial error there where, you know, worst case in that last play, they force all of 4 Zoomers to topside, they force TPs, they can sort of take control of the rest of the map. But if you force enemy heroes to an area of the map, and then you die to them, then you just gave them purpose. You know, it's not forcing them there, it's just sort of giving them a kill. Right. They just rotated on you by making a defensive move, and you don't want that. And unfortunately, like, he dies there, and that's honestly a very big death. See, Nagasar, he's starting to like open up the net worth lead between himself and Spectre now.
Right. 900 gold roughly is where we're at, and Axe finishing off that blink dagger. It's coming out to him right now. I might see if he can dig up a salve here afterwards, but it's a smoke play. Trying to find Saberlight, but Saberlight, recognizing the inherent danger, is instead going to go mid and stop this pressure coming from Husky, who, like you said, he's been playing really well. I thought his Coddle performance in the previous games were really good as well. A couple of like clutch smoke breaks and that type of stuff.
For sure, for sure. Underrated hero, by the way. Keeper of the Light, I think. Yeah? Oh man, their smoke popped, like it ended, and I thought it popped on the Axe on his own team. I got super confused. Bryle's stuck down here though. They know he TP'd, or they should know.
Oh, and they're gonna Sunstrike right on top of Dubu,
Oh, he was smoked, but they saw the TP then, right? So they saw the TP, but no hero there. So I don't know if they think he canceled it or if they know he's smoked. They know he's there now, though.
Yeah, tornado hits, but Ocean hitting from the side, looking to get this and not get it denied. But it looks like it's gonna go down most likely. Blink forward, finds the kill onto Ocean. Wasn't able to TP out of there. The tower does still stand, but it's only at 34 HP. And this whole time, they're farming on Naga.
They are, and these have these huge stacks for Axe. Brax is gigantic. I mean, he's actually, if I looked at net worth, I thought he was more giant than this, but he has Vanguard Axe, and he just farmed like a 4 stack, so he's feeling very good right now.
Oh, be careful there.
Sorry, I drank some water. I think I'm just a disgusting human being.
Listen, staying hydrated is happiness. That's the most important thing.
That's true. Everyone should drink some water.
Everybody out there, drink some water. Do it to yourselves. Treat yourself. And I'm going to try and find a way to transition into the fact that Tomato just got tornadoed, and now Gunner gets Pro Striked as well. Got the EMP coming out. Now Sharpshooter afterwards. Husky trying to get saved. Oh, Brax, he came in and saved him. He jumped in front of the Sharpshooter, saving a life, and Husky's like, thanks, man. I saved him previously. You're saving him now. Naga gets hit by the curse. There's not nearly enough damage there. Dude, Zoomers, they ate their Wheaties this morning. They're looking so good.
Oh man, they're playing just fantastically on the counterplays here. That was a get down Mr. President move. They force out the Winter's Curse, and this turnaround, it's not just killing a Sand there, because normally you're like, oh, you know, we killed the offlaner, that's nice. I wish we killed the carry. Sand was the highest net worth hero on his team by far during that fight. When you kill the highest net worth hero on the enemy team, of course you get more gold and stuff, but it's like a huge tempo swing because you're removing so much power from the map of your opponent. Oh, mid lane again, same play?
Literally the same thing that we saw before. This time, they won't be able to even get the control because Husky was there. Very impressive stuff. 3 to 5, and
Simon Boy has Manta.
All right, there's an opportunity there. I mean, how big? Oh my God, they go on him again. Husky's there again. Tries to keep him alive. This time might not be enough as they bring 3 heroes again and finally take down Gunner and might be able to pressure out this tower. Can the rest of Zoomers stop this?
I think they should try to defend this on Zoomers. I think they want to at least, but it's looking a bit hard here. They're rotating in the Axe. Oh, okay, the TP Naga.
Also, right in on top of it. So they TP him in, and the rest of Zoomers will be able to keep that tower alive. So no tier 1 towers taken mid as of yet for either team.
And you can really appreciate sort of the tenacity from Team Undying there, you know? They know that this is the best play for them. They messed up the execution in the last fight. Maybe they needed to wait a little bit longer for Moon Meadow so he can start channeling the ulti before bushwhacking or something. But they go right back at it because while the first defense was really good, they did expend some resources, you know, the Mortimer's Kisses and etc. to defend that tower and take the fight last time. So I like that play. Another smoke from 4 Zoomers that doesn't seem to be connecting. Tomato, he had a couple deaths in lane, but he seems to be dodging the smoke ganks really well this game.
Yeah, and he's keeping up definitely in farm with that Naga Siren. Obviously a little bit behind, but it's not the end of the world, and just gets the quick silver amulet too. See if he decides to take that one, or maybe Dragon Slail. There's a couple of others that are open. But it's interesting, right? Because normally we see these offlaners that are the ones that are sitting in front of towers, like the Sand King that we just saw a second ago, keeping them alive. In this game, it's felt like Zoomers have put Gunner on that role, and then it's up to Husky to keep them alive afterwards.
I mean, a little bit because... So the idea is that you want to put a hero that forms a wall there, right? Like your opponent wants to attack this area, you put your hero that they can't kill. If you think about Abaddon, he sort of makes any hero into that type of wall hero because he has the Purge. Oh, top lane?
Yeah, they catch Ocean, and Brax realizing it is going to TP out. Ocean can't quite get the finish TP. Yeah, they bring 4 up there, and in the meantime, immediately afterwards, they're going to try and pressure this tower. So you're saying the wall is what Abba provides. He becomes your,
Abaddon,
like,
he makes
wall.
No, he makes someone else into the wall, right?
Right.
Like he could also stand there and spam it, but you don't really use the farm well. So you can allow another hero to farm this really dangerous area, and it worked really well the first time. I mean, you can't overdo it because you're only providing like a shield and a heal. It's not this, it doesn't make Invoker into some centaur with hood, but it is quite nice. I would like to see Sammy Boy. He did rotate over and farm the Ancients, but I'd like to see him take over the bottom side of the map. Another smoke from Undying here though. Do they? They have vision on Axe.
Able to catch him. They do have Song, and gonna move on into that area, save his life, and Brax just gonna saunter away, happy as a clam, get the blink out. So gank will not succeed, and giving a little tip afterwards, Saberlight there by Sammy.
Okay. A good save by Sammy Boy there. As I was saying, I would like to see Sammy Boy, as he did, rotate over to the spot side, because I think it gives your team a lot more options when Naga Siren or any hard carry can sort of pressure in the lane. When he's sitting in his own jungle, you can only really take the creeps when it gets to your tower. There's no real map pressure coming in there. You'll farm a similar amount. I mean, actually, you farm more bottom still, but you provide a lot more to your team in terms of like vision and map control.
Okay. Well, game is kind of chilled out a little bit now, it feels like. We're just about that 20-minute mark, and Undying are 4 heroes mid lane. They just keep on wanting to have this pressure up there, and now they've decided to stick Gunner instead of into the mid, putting these Naga Siren Manta illusions in there instead. Is this the play that you kind of want to see from Undying, is just sort of hell-bent taking down this tower here?
I think Undying are fine with this. They're just trying to wait for the Spectre timing. Spectre is like 300 gold from Manta style. They want to play off the time mid lane though.
Jump in, good call afterwards. Brax able to find him, and now the Mortimer's Kisses coming out, completely whiffs the sharpshooter. Saberlight dropping down low. The cold embrace is there, but it's not enough. Manta dodge afterwards. They turn down into Gunner. Oh no, the Winter's Curse gonna take him down very low, but the bushwhack, it's still gonna be enough. Pops that ulti, turns now, tries to keep Sammy Boy alive. Is it gonna be enough though? Meanwhile, throwing out that cookie, trying to slow them down as much as possible. Another aphotic shield. Sammy the turn, Brax is there, able to catch onto 2. Do they have enough to get him out, and can they even turn on to more of this? And Tomato is quite strong right now on this Spectre, but Brax still living the slowest disengage in the world. Sammy did kill Dubu with his illusions in the meantime, and now Song of the Siren for reinitiation. There's an opportunity here. Do they have enough to kill off Tomato? There's the net underneath the tower, lots of damage. Manta afterwards, jump forward, call, good connection, but he's broken. He couldn't get the spins off because of it. Now the burrow strike for the turnaround. Brax saved again by Husky. This dude is almost completely out of mana now. That ABBA has been everything this game.
Oh man, and a really good timing hit from Undying there. I mean, even though they didn't quite have the Manta style, they recognized that Naga's sleep was down, and they had this window where they could use Haunt to just take the fight. I also want to say, like, Abaddon, in that fight, he's so happy he went for the mana boots over the Tranquil boots, because how many shields did he get off? It had to be like 10 shields, like legitimately 10 shields. A full minute of just clicking W and Q on his allies. He just saved so many lives there. I thought Sammy Boy is dead for sure, and that would have been a disaster for Zoomers. Instead, they sort of get to turn it around. Now they have no Haunt, and you have a little bit of a window where I think you're actually stronger on the map than your opponent.
And, you know, I think that we talked about, like, what's this answer for Bryle on this Viper? How do you deal with them? And I think we're starting to see it a little bit with this ABBA. Like, how many poison attacks did Bryle get off in that fight? And then they're not stacking up, right? Because you just keep on getting these constant aphotic shields. It's been fabulous.
That's a really good point. And Bryle actually, he ran out of mana during that fight. I mean, we're talking about the shields, but you're right. Bryle he must have hit, like, 40 times that fight, because he was just automatic completely, even with bottle charges and wand. And bro, I really like his item build this game. He's gone for a very stable Boots of Travel, Dragonlance BKB. Yeah. It makes Viper actually feel like a normal hero when you can move around not at 300 MS. So Boots of Travel is always nice on here. Oh, he flubs his TP on top lane. They're trying to set up with the glyph there, maybe.
Ocean getting chased here. Saberlight thought about dropping that epicenter, but decides not to, and is this going to come back to bite him at all? No, there's other heroes coming in. So 4 heroes rotating top, and Gunner, he's just going to TP out. So. Good
measurement from Team 4 Zoomers there, because if they had chased just a little bit further, Moon was already on the case. He was TPing up, his level 3 in Scurry, and he was running up there. Honestly, it looked far, but like another 2 seconds of moving forward and they would have caught a hero.
You know, I remember this interview that we just had with Gunner, and we were asking, is there anything special that we're going to be seeing? Is there anything unique that's going to be going on? And one of the points that he brought up really comes back to me now, which was, you know, this is what our goal was. Our goal was to get to grand finals, and this looks like a different 4 Zoomers team. Not to say that they're like sandbagging or anything like that, but I will say that they look a lot crisper. They've been getting better throughout the course of the qualifiers, and this is the best that I think they've looked so far. And they're up 3,000 gold against Undying. This is going to be a series.
For sure, and I think we've seen that historically, right? Oh, 1 second, they're going to Husky here.
Well, he looks like he's out of there. I'll be fine.
All right, he finishes his Aether Lens and his Tranquil Boots. This is a very rich Abaddon. Typically a hard position 6 here where you don't get any farm, but he's actually the same net worth, effectively the same net worth as Moon Meander.
Right. That's crazy. It's great.
Sorry, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, historically, we saw at the Animajor that the teams who got to go into like the group stage and wildcards, they actually perform very well in the tournament, specifically Nigma and LGD, because you garner so much experience. I think for Zoomers, they sort of had an effect like that. They lost to the great team Arkosh, who was like just outplaying them the entire series. They learned a lot from that team, especially the 5-position player. Okay. And then now they're taking that experience into the series, and yeah, I agree, they're looking really crisp here.
Well, they've definitely come up with some good answers, at least to a couple of the heroes. But Undying, they're nothing to slouch at either. This combination of like the Saberlight Burrow Strike into the Sharpshooter has proven to be really deadly, barring some like crazy outplays coming from the Zoomers afterwards. But for now, at least, the map, it's sort of split down the middle a little bit here, trading off the farm. And immediately, they go Sunstrike, see, hey, they're taking Roche. They're going to give it to him for free. It feels like that's really... I don't know.
No, they're contesting this. They know the Roshan is not that fast, and they have Naga Siren. There's no way you give up a Roshan for free here.
They're moving over this direction. Can they get there quickly enough? Well, smoke breaks first for Ocean. Oh, Saberlight looking for a big catch. The tornado is going to go out. There's the catch for the call, but they get the Aegis. Is this a good enough initiation after the fact, though? Broken, trying to get the kill onto one. Husky's ulti's already popped. Everybody's dropping down so low, and they do kill Ocean. Sammy, in the meantime, though, turns now on to the Spectre. Tomato, can they bring him down? Ocean coming back in for round 2. Did have to buy back for this one. They've already killed that tier 1 tower in the mid lane as Sammy thinks about going on to Brile, but it's a little bit too scary. Saberlight still has Epi ready to go as, God, look at those Naga illusions just tear up Tomato. It wasn't enough for the kill, but he does have a lot of damage. Somehow they gain 5,000 gold throughout the course of that on Zoomers, even though they bought back on a hero.
I can't believe, well, I mean, first of all, like, it goes okay for them, but I can't believe they gave up the Aegis. They had the Shrine. Did they, I didn't click all the heroes, but did they not have TPs? Like, they scouted out so early with the first Sunstrike, and then they did the second Sunstrike when Roshan was like at 50%, and then it took them long enough that they were just able to burst it on Team Undying. I think one of the underrated, I mean, Echo Saber is meta on Spectre now, but it really makes your Roshan fast, because every 5 seconds you basically get a double hit.
Plus the Manta for the
for sure.
Desolate, so it's what, like 180? Jumps in. Burrow Strike is there. Sammy.
They have no haunt, but I don't think you want to fight this on 4 Zoomers.
Sammy trying to TP out of there. Song will end, and they will escape, so no chance for a catch. But again, the thing that's really interesting about this is they're still gaining a gold advantage on the Zoomers. I feel like Sammy is just farming so efficiently now.
I mean, bot tower did die, so that explains a little bit, but I'm surprised that, I mean, you have an Aegis, and the gold lead has gone from 5 to 7k. I mean, we shouldn't be so surprised this game, because this Aegis isn't like a, oh, we are stronger than you, we're going to get an Aegis and then control the map and fight you. This was like a, oh god, please let us have this Aegis, or like, I'm scared on the map thing, you know? So,
yeah, for sure.
With that being said, it's not like the heroes on 4 Zoomers lineup are overly compelling. Like, if you have Phoenix Tidehunter, Spectre, or Phoenix Tidehunter Medusa lineup, and you're up this much gold, then it feels like they can never take a team fight with you. Naga Siren, she's sort of like fake net worth like Alchemist, just because how she man fights is not the same as other characters. That's not to say she's not strong as a hero or like strong in the man fight. It's just different, you know? Like a 20k Naga Siren is not the same as a 20k Spectre.
For sure, definitely. And I think that one of the things that's going to be really interesting to watch is like how you can try and isolate those supports from Undying, because they're kind of maneuverable in weird and funky ways, right? You got this Wyvern that can fly over cliffs. You've got the Hoodwink that can scurry around. But it feels like if Naga Siren illusions ever end up getting on them, then all of a sudden, like, you kill those heroes, and then it kind of doesn't matter if, like, you know, you can't deal with the Spectre one-on-one because the Naga Siren is that much bigger, and she has their whole rest of her team that's still alive. So
for sure,
be,
and it's worth mentioning that the supports have the only real AoE spells on on that. I mean, of course you have Sand King, but he's going to use his spells to initiate. Like, sorry, only real AoE reset spells. And like Dubu, like he's been playing well this game. He had a couple of really clutch curses, but his net worth has sort of reflected a bit of the style that Team Undying play. He's not going to have the itemization that normally you might have to deal with a Naga Siren. Like, literally, if one illusion runs at him, he has to Q, hit it, and run away.
Right.
And, you know, Samuel, he almost has Butterfly. You might miss that Q, and you might just die to an illusion.
Yeah, that would be quite bad.
It would be
in
super
my
embarrassing.
professional opinion. Yes. Well, they're gonna commit here, send some illusions up to high ground. They do take on Undying, the tier 2 tower in the top lane, but already this pressure on the bottom tier 3. They take about, what is this, 1,000 damage off of it? They're slowly but steadily whittling away these Undying towers. And now with this butterfly, like you mentioned, things are looking not too bad. I guess, oh, wait, Net connects, he had some vision. Hoodwink, gonna try and go now. Sammy, chasing, sending those illusions in, and Moon's gonna be able to walk out, but they do get that stun. Sammy, a FNATIC shield comes out, pops the Song of the Siren, but the BKB, Bryle, tries to take him down. Is it gonna be enough damage? No, not quite. So Sammy manages to escape, but that's gonna be some map control regained by Undying.
For sure. They have to pop the Song so Nagasan's a little bit more vulnerable, but it is a bit hard to push forward because Viper now also doesn't have the BKB.
Right.
We do have... I also want to mention that Brax, you know, he went for Vanguard Blink Dagger, and then he realized he's playing... Like, he's making good plays. Oh, it's 1 second. They're jumping Ocean here.
Oh, is it? Chance? Burrow? And Brax for the turnaround. Oh,
Moon's gonna catch him.
Okay, and then the TP out. Oh, no! Brax, he didn't BKB first. Sammy, in the meantime, kills Dubu. All right, things got really weird. So Brax is gonna die. Can he kill Saberlight though? Oh, a taunt, the turn. Wants to get the dunk. Can he get any spins? It's not gonna happen. Sammy shows up now, looking for some retribution. How dare you kill my axe? I'm coming for you. Tries to chase it, tries to turn it. Husky still living, taking a lot of damage. Gunner shows up. This is a really weird fight here for the Zoomers. And Undying, if they get too far out of position as well, they could all just die. So Sammy will back out. Tomato trying to give a little bit of chase. But it looks like, at least for now, they're going to separate, head back to farming their sides of the map again. 10-10, super even game.
Just a small note about that fight. I think Saberlight was dead there if Bryle doesn't get the Nanotoxin onto Axe. There was a lot of units hitting Axe, but his BKB ran out, and luckily, like, that break from Nanotoxin ends up saving Saberlight. That would have been one of the biggest, like, big play turns I've seen. You know, you get like 3v1 ganked on the side lane, your support TP's out leaving you, stupid core, you don't deserve my help, and then like you still get a turnaround kill. But anyways, I don't know who won that fight. I think it was Undying slightly, but you know, no one's feeling too bad about that fight. Oh, they jumped Gunner though.
Yeah, they got him. Did just get the Aghanims completed. Gonna have to try and run out of there. Doesn't have a TP. And they will be able to disengage. Now, this is going to be one of the big ones to watch for. We talked about this combo in the draft. It was 2 of their first picks. Invoker, Axe, Cataclysm, raining down Hellfire. It's going to be something to watch for. Do Undying have what they need to deal with that right now in this game?
Well, their supports are really poor. So Moonmian, he's starting on his Aeon Disc, but Winter Wyvern does not have a Force Staff. So I think it might be a scary timing for them. I will say, okay, I want to talk about this though. Brax, he went for Blink, Vanguard, BKB, and I really like this because I've seen so many offline acts just go straight for that Manta. And maybe he would have preferred to have that Manta in the last engage, but you know, he has Naga Siren, Invoker, dual cores. These heroes actually do a high amount of damage if you provide lockdown for them. And now, like, you look at the items, and Sammy Boy, I think he has a BKB coming. Yeah, he has a BKB, Invoker has a BKB, Axe has a BKB, and you feel like a real team. Like, he would only have Manta right now, and they'd be like, oh, wait for my BKB, wait for my position 3 to farm. It just feels so bad. I really like his decision-making here.
Well, as you mentioned, this is a huge timing, and they really don't have much that goes through that with the exception of some Tomato shenanigans. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this here as Moon reveals himself. Gunner looking, Tornado, lift up. Sammy right on top. There's the Aeon Disc already proc. Bryle there as well. Burrow Strike finds Gunner. Looking for that chase down, looking for that kill. Vax, can he get in range? Not quite going to get there in time. BKB keeping him alive, but Gunner, can he escape? There's the turn, looking for the call, able to connect. Bryle finds the kill. One goes down. Saberlight, though, also going into the meat grinder. All of these heroes are starting to get torn apart But is it going to be enough? Sammy rooted, Force Staff trying to keep him away. Has to bump Song. Oh, but they break it. Trying to get the Song of the Siren off, and they will be able to. So they'll disengage, trade of 2 for 1. In the end, it wasn't enough for the Zoomers, but Undying win that fight.
Yeah, really great from Moonmeander there. He just freshly finished that Aeon disc. They thought they could go on him. Invoker pokes his head, and they get a really good jump. Just, Haunt with Sand King, it's always going to be terrifying. I don't know what happened in that fight, but Abaddon was just completely unable to get to his Invoker there, and as a result, for Zoomers, they look so good. Their formation looks so good. One bait by Moonmeander, and your backline tries to go in too early, and they take the fight on Undying. And this usually, I would say, is sort of like the beginning of the end for Nagasiren lineups. I think a lot of people, if you've played pubs with Nagasiren, she farms a lot, she pushes out the auto wave, she makes the game super annoying. But eventually, her network sort of falls off. Again, we were saying, eventually Spectre is going to get 6 slots worth of items. He'll outcarry Nagasiren. But, Sammy Boy, he's used his RNG luck, he's gotten the spider leg, so he's going to scale for an additional item. It's a huge deal on this hero.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be an interesting one to watch, is how these dynamics play out as we get to the later stages. We do have that next tier of items just 3 minutes away as well, as the neutrals will be spawning at that point as Sand King going to reconnect. Looks like we'll be good to go and back underway in just a moment here. I expected to see the Cataclysm. I guess there just wasn't a good opportunity for it in that last fight. It was a little bit awkward there.
I mean, he was getting gone on, right? So, he's casting Ice Wall, he's casting Ghost Walk, some Deafening Blasts. He's just trying to survive because, I mean, I don't know what the right choice was, honestly, even if he slowed it down himself. But I think it's impossible to criticize. You just try to live with your BKB and stuff. Also, I think one thing about the last fight that's really important is that both of Undying supports actually lived through this fight. So if you click on Dubu now, he was having a really rough game, but that fight gave him enough gold to get all the way to the Force Staff. Now this Cataclysm is it's way diminished in impact. You would have to jump the Winter Wyvern and the person you want to jump at the same time in order to hit the Cataclysm. And I mean, that's a big deal. You also have Haunt to sort of tank the Cataclysm Sunstrikes. And I mean, potentially Manta, but probably just if you Haunt on the Axe, the Cataclysm will do less damage, which is a big deal.
Right. Yeah, that's something to watch for. I mean, and now the other thing to sort of keep our eyes on, long cooldowns for Undying. Not crazy long, but several of them that are fairly long, including Haunt. But Undying going to take Roche in this time period. This is huge. I was going to say that maybe Zoomers could have come and done this. Do they go in and check? Dude, Sammy's right by there. He's going to walk into it. They spot him here. Has to be careful. Song's still on cooldown, but the freaking Hurricane Pike gets him away from it. Unreal.
And it was just a clutch rune and timing on the Roshan respawn from Team Undying. Spectre gets an illusion. It's more damage than a double damage for Spectre, and that Roshan died really fast. I mean, fast spawn and a Roshan, and that's the second Roshan. That's so big for them.
That is tremendous for Team Undying, and Zoomers got to be kicking themselves. I mean, he even went in to go check it, but it just was such a quick spawn.
Do you see how long that spawn was? Because I didn't actually see. It was instant.
It must have been. Oh no, and Sammy now caught. Do they have enough to kill him? Looking for the finish, trying to bring him down. He's down to such low AP. The Song of the Siren not gonna save him. Undying looking good here in this game number 1. They've weathered the first storm. I mean, how much does that change things now?
No, I think Undying are going to win this game for sure now. I think that their position, I mean, for sure, their position is very dominant. That was just a bad death from Sammy Boy. Because you know the enemy team Roshan, and then you just farm the camp closest to Roshan. So, and you're just all alone there. It's a little bit of an inexperienced mistake, or I'm not too sure what it was. Maybe he's mad about the Roshan, they're yelling about stuff. But it demonstrates a lack of focus in this game, because that death can't happen. Not right after you lost an Aegis.
Well, down bottom, Gunner forced to pop that BKB and just go for the TP out. Rax is still hanging out here looking. Now with Cataclysm, there could be enough, but no, they're just going to cut the waves. That's what he's looking for afterwards, or just TPing out.
Yeah, and we can see one death on the Nagasiren to Roshan, a 7k gold lead evaporates, and that 7k gold lead, I would have put the odds at this game at pretty much even. I don't think Zoomers were ahead enough. Now when it's even, I think it's Undying's game to lose right now.
They are in a good position. That being said, we've seen crazier things, but this has always been that strength of Team Undying, is their ability to sort of stick through a game and not drop the ball. The question becomes now, like, you know, first of all, can Zoomers make a fabulous play? But second of all, are Undying going to be able to sort of stick with it and see it through?
Sorry, there's just so much happening in this game. I didn't even realize. Click on Saberlight. His build is lit. Like, Kai Assange, Eternal Shroud. That's a very Chad build, just very tanky. I think he disassembled his Aeon Disc for the Eternal Shroud and... Sorry, he disassembled his Vanguard, I can't speak English, for Eternal Shroud and Aeon Disc, just making the most of his gold.
Right. Well, interesting things going on here. Husky is going to get found.
He is alone.
This is nearby the rest of his team, but they're not going to opt to try and save him at all, so...
Wait, is he TP out?
TP out? Oh, what a god.
Tip him, tip him.
What a god.
No tips? Okay, 4 Zoomers are mentally destroyed. Because if I was position 5 and I'm at that play, like, I'd literally yell at my teammates to tip me, you know? Because it's just so good. I mean, it made no difference because you're a useless, worthless support in the end, but it should feel good, you know? If they're not feeling good about that play, then I'm a bit worried.
True. There's a fair point there. You know, it's one of those things where you need to find something big where you can sort of regain that momentum within the game. Start feeling yourself slightly. We'll have to see. I think that they started to pick up a gem too, or at least Abba had it queued up. He still hasn't been able to finish buying it yet.
Yeah, they really need that. Like, there's a sick ward in their base. There's a ward in both sides of the jungle. Undying, they just have great vision right now. Even a ward to catch the Nagasar and split push in their own jungle. And I saw for a moment there, like, 4 Zoomers heroes were stuck in their base, and you're playing a Nagasar lineup against Spectre. Like, if that isn't an indication of the state of the game, then I don't know what is, because that's awful. Like, you don't want to be stuck in your base Nagasar for Spectre.
Well, they do get this next tier of items, and they have been able to make a little bit of a move out here onto the map. Still not feeling great, but Sammy is farming up the enemy's triangle. So that's something here. Undying, in the meantime, trying to make a move down bottom, see if they can take this tier 2 tower, and maybe looking for more.
Yeah, they do have the leveler on Spectre, and they're going to want to force 4 Zoomers back to base here. Axe and Nagasar are on the map here, but they're going to have to TP back. Sammy Boy's doing a good job of cutting waves, but, you know, what can you do? You have to come back to base.
True enough. BKB done now. They're going to pop that glyph, but game is looking rather rough. They also have the Timeless Relic right now on the Snapfire, getting some vision up on the high ground. And Saberlight TPing back to find Brax. Oh, they spot him. He didn't BKB again. He didn't see that the Saberlight was right on top of him. Oh, and they're even going to hunt for him. Brax pops the call, going to get chased down and killed. Tomato right on top.
And you can see, like, one of the signs of these really good teams. Man, those Naga illusions do nothing to Spectre.
Yeah.
Just Butterfly versus illusion here is very strong conceptually, as you don't want to buy MKB on any of those heroes, but it's looking rough for him.
Husky gonna get chased down. Ulti is popped, has to back out of there, keeping that damage on. There's 4 staffs, there's freaking the psychic headbands, even pops now the Song of the Siren. Sammy just gonna run back inside the base, but they've used absolutely everything. They do have buyback on the Axe.
That was such a good play from Undying, though, to set up on the Axe there. They're feinting the high ground push bottom, so there's no way that Brax is going to think they're going for him. Right. But Undying, they're so fast. They're making this move, and they're already setting up for Gunner bottom here, you can see. This is what I think Undying's strength is, though. I think when the map gets split up, they're just as good. I think they're actually better than EG at this, and it's like a weird thing to say, because EG are like top 2 at the 2 majors in a row. But for catching heroes, when the map is split up, I think they do an extremely good job. They're just always on point. A lot of it has to do with like Moon Meander. You can think even back to his OG days, one of the best killers in Dota.
Absolutely. That Earthshaker. So quintessentially him. But Bryle, do they catch him? Oh, they knew right where he was.
And that was so close. Sammy Boy had the Abyssal Blade, he had the spider legs, but they just couldn't quite find him there. And, you know, that's the difference. Sometimes that's all it comes to in Dota. The 2 picks that they got on Axe this game, barely getting him as he TPs out because, you know, he's not expecting a stun to come out. Whereas Undying, they're just getting out. We saw like 3 or 4 smoke dodges from the Undying side, and Nagasar could never get true map control. Even though he's 6-slotted, like, it's not a real 6-slot again. It's a Nagasar 6-slot. He doesn't feel good about it.
Right. Well, and I mean, he is, 4,000 gold ahead of the Spectre right now. You can try and push the lanes. It feels like they've kind of regained some of that map control. But the question will be when Undying do decide to actually take these fights, how do you win them? And it's looking a little bit rough right now for the Zoomers as the tornado will go. But Ali, I mean, you've been in plenty of these games as well, I'm sure. Like, things can sometimes go a little bit crazy, right? Like,
For sure.
We've
I mean,
seen wilder things.
Is there a fight here? They're smoking up on Undying. This is a good smoke. They can catch Naga.
Sammy catches them. Do they know they're a 1? Yes, they do. Jump, caught, dead so quickly. Now looking for more. Who are they going to find? Jumping away is Brax. They won't be able to catch him as he TPs out, and so too will Husky. Tagger again went right through in the burrow strike in this location. But yeah, man, losing the Naga like that one hurts.
It really does. And I mean, it's not like 4 Zoomers don't have options. In games like this, what Nagasara can do is she can split up the map in a way that your teammates can get pickoffs. They do have tools to do that with the Cataclysm, the Axe, and the Snapfire. The reason I'm feeling a bit defeatist about this game is because I think Undying have just done such a good job at playing the map, and they haven't given any of these opportunities. Nagasan's died for 50 with no buyback. He has a leveler. This is going to be 2 or 3 Raxes here.
Game is looking rather rough.
Look at Bra.
Honor is going to just get pulled back in again. BKB popped, trying to back out. Dead on Husky. Now jumping forward. Brax trying to find himself a kill into Dubu, but that Force Staff away keeps him alive. And now Brax in no man's land. Undying, doing what they do best. They're going to have to buy back now and try and save him. Will get Brax away for the moment, as there's a heck of a lot of damage onto him. And they will be able to actually keep their second set of racks alive, but that one rack's going down. That one hurts, playing with the Naga Siren on your team. Sunstrike? Not enough.
Yeah, so they, instead of killing all the Raxes, Undying sort of chose to dive a little bit, maybe secure the game. Oh, I actually thought they had Viper Shard. Okay, so their play is probably better. And, they forced out the Abaddon buyback. He actually got Furry ulted, and he couldn't press his ulti because,
right.
He expects the automatic to go off, but you're broken and just one-shot him. Maybe it kills you anyways, because you can't. Never mind. Anyway, so now the problem for Undying is that we saw like 6 Naga illusions like 10 minutes ago hit Tomato, and they did no damage. Who's gonna man fight the Undying heroes?
Uh-oh. Jump in. Gunner, he's the first one caught. Is there any save? Does have buyback though. Trying to play to get vision. The counter initiation from Braxton might be what they're looking for, but Sammy, he's getting gone on. Second round. Tornado completely whiffs. Burrow strike afterwards. The big jump in. Is there anything else left in the tank right here for the Zoomers? They get the call, Cataclysm. Is it going to be enough? They take down Dubu. Now looking for more, though. Oh, and they found Gunner. That's a dieback for him. Godlike on Bryle. Sammy gets turned around upon as well. And they're going to be able to chase him down, kill him in the duration of the Song of the Siren. Unless, oh no, all of the butterfly misses. They're still holding on for life. From downtown, though, tries to get him. Oh, they jump in front again, Brax. Keeping his core alive. They're hoping for anything, some small semblance of a chance at victory. And Sammy gonna have to regen back up in Fountain as Undying set their sights on to that tier 3 tower. Taking a second set of racks here if they can. God, what a hard game for them to deal with right now.
If you look at Invoker as a hero, that hero is picked for 2 spells. I guess 3 spells. It's Cold Snap with the Urn, it's Cataclysm, and it's Alacrity.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like, Naga Siren with this item build is the worst Alacrity user in the game for carries.
You're not wrong, as the taunt pulls him in and staying alive yet again. Meanwhile, the winner's curse onto an Axe Illusion, but they got their eyes set on the Burrow afterwards, and then a chance for a kill. Sammy goes down as well. GG. With that, Undying, they're going to draw first blood in this best-of-5 series.
Yeah, and I mean, for Zoomers, they had a good beat on the game, but I think they shouldn't be that worried. They've lost every single game won in these qualifiers, including to shitty teams like Arkosh. So this is just par for the course for them. It's part of the script.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see if the script continues to favor Undying, or if maybe going forward, Zoomers can make a couple of changes, maybe get that Naga Siren out of there. Now is 0-5 so far across all the qualifiers. We'll have to see what happens. But for now, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll get back. Panel's going to break it down. See you then.
Welcome back, everybody, to the TI10 North American Qualifiers. AUI told us that he fixed the focus right before the break ended, but apparently that's not happening.
You look so beautiful. Look at
This makes my skin look really good. Like,
that's great.
Once again,
Wow.
channeling
yeah,
his
I fixed
inner
it again
PA.
there. No, this is going really well. No, we're a professional panel.
Nice.
All right, so Undying takes game one, and as mentioned by both of you earlier, that's something very common for four Zoomers. And Gunnar did say that they do play a lot of calibration games in which they might lose and then they turn it around later. So I guess we'll just have to see how that goes in this game two. Gentlemen, can you tell me? So I know that AUI, you said that Undying was really relentless in their offense, not really giving four Zoomers a lot of opportunity to do very much with the game. But what can four Zoomers do to prevent that from happening in this upcoming game?
I mean, it's hard because four Zoomers, actually in this game, I felt like it was a little bit switched from their last series. In their last series, I feel like four Zoomers' early game was a little bit better compared to Undying. And then Undying's post lane was a little bit better compared to four Zoomers. I think four Zoomers, the post lane, they built a pretty substantial lead. I mean, the early game was fine, but it wasn't quite at the same level. I think, it's weird. Like, in my head, I want them, if they pick Invoker, I want someone who can use Alacrity. Like, I think it's a little bit of understanding of draft. Like, if you want Nagasaran, you need to go SMY Satanic Butterfly, like, or SMY Satanic Scotty type item, so that if you get Alacrity, you can man fight through the damage to have no stuns. But I'm not sure. It's a really hard draft if you don't get full map control by like 25 minutes and you just choke the enemy team out. You just don't have the heroes to win the game.
I see. So it looked maybe like a little bit of technical and then a little bit of the draft. I mean, we will see what happens in that game too. But first, before we do that, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Mate Mate, which is a natural energy drink and is also caffeine reimagined. You can try Mate Mate today and get more day and more night. We will have game two coming up after this short break. Welcome back, everybody, to the TI10 North American Qualifiers. We are in the grand finals with Undying taking game one over 4Zoomers with a relatively solid lead. And gentlemen, this was I was talking to you a little bit about it over the break, but it really seemed like it was a very difficult game for 4Zoomers, especially toward the end. And I know that Lyrical, you had said that, you know, it's really difficult, but you have to keep trying. What do you think they could have done? Is there anything they could have done in the last like 20 minutes of that game?
I mean, I don't know. That's one of those ones that's so tough, right? You want to keep on going through. You want to keep playing it out because it's, you know, that maybe you somehow manage to make a mistake. And we've seen a lot of, or the other team ends up making a mistake. We've seen a lot of those where the teams make mistakes. But I think that's really the strength of Undying. It felt like it had to be an error on their part to get it done. And that's, you know, it's a terrible place to have to play the game from. You want to like sort of go into the next one having sort of some confidence, and it's why I think we occasionally see teams just GG out early. Like that was the old Virtus Pro strategy, where it's like, okay, at 12 minutes, if we didn't hit this thing that we wanted to, it's like we GG out at 16 minutes or something. Like literally, they did that for a little while. Granted, that team didn't end up placing that well at TI, but they won a bunch of other tournaments, so you know. There's something to it, but I think that at this point in time, that's not the way that Zoomers approach it. Their mentality is we're gonna try our hardest every single game for as long as we can, and just sort of keep that strength going mentally, and try and see if we can just pull it back out and change it in game number 2.
Interesting. So, while we're on the subject of Undying just playing really well, one of the things that I heard you talking about in the very like first couple of minutes of the game is that somebody took stats instead of a skill in level 1. Was that Spectre?
Oh
Yeah.
no, he took Desolate, like a aggressive ability
okay.
instead of dispersion.
You were talking about, yeah, so Knoxville put out a stat that there was like in the history of Dota games there had only been like 90 Desolates taken, but that there was one person that had taken stats before,
okay.
and apparently it was Artes from Eastern European region. So I don't know, those guys
I was-
crazy basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like trying to look at the game and I'm just like, wait, I think everyone has those skills, but I was gonna ask, AUI, is that something common? Is that a legit strategy to just
it happens. I mean, I remember in like 2013, we were playing in Korea and I misclicked my skill on my hero. And of course, you're not allowed to remake for that. So I went into lane with like stats on Visage or something.
Oh my god.
But that's fine. I think we still won the game. It was all chill.
That's true.
All right. Just showing how awesome you are at the game. All right, I'm down for that. All right.
I was like, what did he say? Interesting. So the draft, a little bit of a change up now. They're deciding to leave the DK in and give that to Undying if they want.
Yeah.
No AA.
For sure. You ban this Viper. Ban Viper. Don't give Viper to anyone during the series. This hero is so broken. We didn't pick on Arkosh because I didn't want to win. I really didn't want to play cast play. But yeah, it's really strong.
That I remember you were saying, that Wyvern Viper, AUI, you were saying like that's something to be contended with. That's something to be afraid of. It's like 2 heroes into the draft, you're like, I like this draft, and I guess it turned out exactly the way that you predicted it. Viper was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, Viper's a hero. If he can stand in a fight, you can't move past him because he deals too much magical damage. He slows you down. It's so hard to move forward on the map versus now talking pushing waves. And the counter to that is usually to try to burst him because he is still an agility hero. He's relatively squishy into a lot of HP items. But Wyvern completely solves that. It's not even just a code embrace. It's if you group up to kill a hero, you're gonna get cursed. Do hit a couple of great curses specifically off that. And okay. A much more balanced approach from Team Undying. We saw 4 Zoomers the last draft. They picked 2 cores in the first 2. I think the end state of the draft really reflected that. You lack things in your draft because you expose too much of it.
I really want to see Zoomers take Storm Spirit at some point in this series, and I would love it this game in particular. I felt like Gunnar looked really good on that in the last series. As much as they've been playing like this Sammy Boy, big, like be-all, end-all carry, I want to have Gunnar have more impact. Like in that last game, he went 0-5, and Bryle had like, I don't know how many kills was it? It was like 13 kills, 13, 0, and 7 versus 0 and 5. Like that's not necessarily just Gunnar playing poorly. That's like him also not being set up for success because he's playing against a freaking Viper. So like give him a better matchup. And I really want to see the Zoomers try and make that a priority in this game.
Yeah,
Lyrical?
I agreed.
Okay. Lyrical, can you tell me a little bit about this Dragon Knight pick? Dragon Knight is banned a lot, and he's also one of like the most like highly picked heroes. Can you explain to me why that makes him such a high value pick, especially like earlier in this draft?
Yeah, he's very, very strong in the laning phase in terms of being able to get through it and not just like lose terribly. And then on top of that, once he does get into that Blink Dagger, which is what we've been seeing them rush more often than not, he's like a really low initiation cost spell. So like he can blink forward, stun, and like you can sort of keep going with that constantly and consistently. You pair that together with something like this Hoodwink, and now all of a sudden you have a sharpshooter that can follow up afterwards. You've got great initiation, and then also he provides tower tanking abilities with his ultimate at a pretty low cost as well. So there's that. You can flex him all over the place. He's great. Like in DPC season 2 in the lower division, we even saw D2 hustlers that were running this as a 4 position on Theban, and it like looked pretty freaking solid. So like this hero just on the whole, because of how strong his stun in, it just works really, really well. And then the counter to that is Undying are taking the axe away, which I don't know if I agree with. What do you think, Ali? Is that like taking the axe instead of the DK? I guess that's just an Undying thing.
I mean, first pick axe. I mean, it's DK, as you were mentioning, is better on second pick because you can flex him better on second pick. I mean, I don't think these teams are playing for DK, which I actually think is quite strong, but I'm not too sure. It's just maybe a read they had. Like, Brax, despite them losing that game, I think he looked pretty good that game overall. He had a couple of like TBs that get canceled by last minute stuns, and it looks like he's just dying, but he put a lot of pressure on that map, and he played his lane extremely well. I mean, they killed this like the counter lane 2 times. So this might be more of like a respect ban pick, you know, like an extra ban than it is like we really want axe.
Interesting. We're seeing a lot of the carries get banned out right now too. No Luna, no Ursa, no Medusa, no Terrorblade, no Spectre. So how does that look for this game so far? Both teams still need it, or maybe Undying could do like carry axe or something. But what does this look like?
Yeah, this seems to be part of the meta where you pick your carry really early or it gets banned out. It's the same in Southeast Asia. Oh, as you said, the Storm Spirit.
Let's go.
Okay, so that means they're committing Dragon Knight to position 3 and probably the Storm mid, which reveals a bit of the draft. And honestly, I'm a bit surprised because with so much of the carry pool banned out, I don't know what you're going to pick. I mean, I would say it's a good gyrocopter game, but that hero's like doing really bad in the qualifiers. There's this new Eastern European build where they go like 0-1-4 stats, and that one actually looks pretty good. It's IOTW and V Team doing it, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess this is Zoomers saying now that they kind of want to have like their Storm as their carry in this game, like be the real carry sort of.
I mean, it's like 2 lines of thinking, right? Because like either you can get like a slightly better carry now, but the thing is, all the top tier ones are banned out. Like the 4 top tier carries right now are Dusa, Luna, Terrorblade, and Spectre. So if all these are banned out, maybe it's not worth picking a second tier carry now. If like you can just grab sort of like a second or tier third one with a better matchup as last pick. Like even Lifestealer, as we saw in the Super Team Arkosh's game, can carry the game if he has like good enough matchups. So I can sort of see the reasoning here. And honestly, Gunner's like a early pick hero type of guy. He's not really a hold your pick to last pick and get all the matchups.
Ooh. Interesting. The way that you're talking about that reminds me of my fantasy football drafts. You know, sort of. Do you play that at all? No, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because like, I'll be talking about
the concept makes sense, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
It's about that, like value per the pick, right? Because
exactly.
There is a trade-off always for when you pick something. Like last game we saw from 4 Zoomers where they picked that Invoker on 8, and the value is that they're getting this hero, but the trade-off is that like your draft is really susceptible because you open 2 cores, and we saw them sort of get punished for that. You know, maybe the value wasn't worth the trade-off. This time, like we'll see with the Storm pick here and see if like maybe picking a carry would have been better. I mean, we won't even know because it's hard to assess stuff in Dota. It's really complicated, but I think that's the idea.
So tell me what 4 Zoomers has left for their draft. They drafted 4. They need the hard carry.
Yeah, they probably need a carry in mid. Like, we don't know if Axe is going to be... Okay, so they go straight back for the Invoker.
Okay.
A much better Invoker game this time, right? Like, he's against Storm, which is already a good matchup. I mean, the teams are flipped, but... This is like, maybe it's a Gunner specialty. This is, I think, when Brawl would feel very comfortable about it. He has really good setup for Cataclysm later, and they have a lot of team fight to back him up.
Another thing... Oh, sorry.
for
I'm
it.
so sorry. I was just gonna say it's really interesting because this time, according to Pop Tart, Undying had first pick, so now 4 Zoomers choose Radiant, and I wonder how that's going to affect it last time, because last time Undying picked Radiant. So maybe we have 2 teams that both prefer Radiant side, and I think who was it? Maybe 1437 yesterday said that it's like easier. It's a little bit easier on Radiant side.
It's like certain things are easier on both sides, and it depends on what you're sort of prioritizing as a team. And if you ask me what it is that those things are, I don't remember what he said, so I'm just going to move on.
So Radiant has better lanes and Roshan control, and Dire has better neutral camps.
Yeah, what he said exactly.
So, and this is the first time in like Dota history, I think, where Dire has actually had a win rate advantage through qualifiers or like pro matches. Usually, it's always Radiant.
God, thank God AUI knows, because I had no idea either, Lyrical. I was like, man, I hope these guys
things.
know.
Exactly. So we got him. What a god. Yeah, so last round of bans, they're taking out that next tier of carries.
Life
both
Stealer,
teams
as
are looking
mentioned.
for theirs. I'm kind of wondering if there's enough of them taken, if Undying just swapped this axe over to carry. I feel like that's something that fits really with Tomato's play style too. He can be a very aggressive, like he plays a lot of these Monkey Kings or like other heroes like that where you want to get like up and involved early on.
We even saw in his last game, he went 9-0 on the axe, right? Like it's definitely an option for them.
Totally.
Gyro still in the pool, as mentioned. Drow out. Who is this last ban gonna be? Definitely another carry, but who's even left?
It's sort of weird because these situations where literally like 10 carries are banned out from the pool, sometimes it means that you're actually at an advantage for first pick here, like on Team Undying, because you're gonna grab legit the only carry left in the pool, and the enemy team's gonna be like, I have nothing left. Or there's only gonna be like 2 or 3 carries left, and you're like, okay, I can get the one carry that counters these 2, and then your draft is not simple. It's just a weird dynamic, because usually like picking after your opponent is better.
Oh, Doom. What about Morph ban. Never mind. Take it back.
Doom ban, huh? Okay, so they thought they were going for the axe carry, as you mentioned. It's probably what they'll still do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Zoomers were going to go for like a bristle or something, but they definitely can't do that now with the timber.
And again, like you're saying, like they might go for a bristle or something, but like what's left in the carry pool that's good versus Timbersaw?
Right.
I know, it's Gyrocopter.
Is Ursa in the pool?
No, Ursa's banned.
Ursa banned.
Morphling's banned. These are traditionally the 3 heroes.
Oh,
Alright, so Faceless Void. That actually is a hero that's
Void.
still good. Everyone hates Gyrocopter. It's not that good a hero. It's a terrible win rate. I just have a thing for the hero.
All right, personal preference, just like a Darkseer for Lyrical. It looks like we have the draft set, but it looked like, you know, with all of the carries getting banned out, it seemed kind of like people had to settle. So which draft is better?
So for me, I think Undying's draft is way more robust than 4 Zoomers. It's not to say that they can't win on 4 Zoomers. I think the Phoenix Nyx support duo, like we saw at the Animajor and ESL 1, like it's terrifying to play against. And you combine it with what I think is overall a really good Storm game, and I think these 3 heroes should take over the game.
What are your thoughts, Lyrical?
Invoker game? Overall an Invoker game. Yeah, I'm actually going to go the other way. I believe in this Dragon Knight, and I believe in Gunner's Storm Spirit. You know, he's playing against the Nyx. He's playing against this like Invoker that might control him, but he played really impressively into a puck in the last series. It felt like he was on that day, and I just think that they're going to be able to. I think he's going to be able to carry it. I'm believing in the Zoomers this time around.
Nice. Plus, Gunner picked the Storm Spirit that you were asking for. You asked for it, and he delivered. So you're pretty much obligated, contractually signed to root for 4 Zoomers in this game. Totally. I think I do like Undying's draft. I've seen a lot of interesting Void plays in this tournament, Eternal Envy, but Yeah, I mean, I just like Undying's overall composition and the way that they were able to take Axe first and then flex him in whatever way they wanted. It just felt like a draft advantage in that sense. But we will see which draft works out as we get into Game 2 of Four Zoomers versus Undying with with Lyrical and AUI. Gentlemen, take it away.
Yes, indeed. We're into the game already, and there are no pauses this time out. It's all gone. We're just going right on into it. I know that you do like the Undying draft. How do you see this like sort of working out over the next like sort of 10 minutes or so? Because that's been the point in time where I feel like we've seen Zoomers be the strongest. Their early game momentum that they've been able to build. Do you think that Undying are going to be able to match that tempo?
I think so this game. The thing is, the early game this game is, I know you've heard this before, but when there's an Alchemist picked, it's an Alchemist game, you know? Where there's a Nagasiren picked last game, it's a Nagasiren game where you just split push until you horribly lose because the hero is just absolute pathetic trash. But this game, it's a Timbersaw game, at least for the early game. He is going to lane against an Outer Titan and a Faceless Void, I think. I mean, they might try and do something weird, but that's our normal default here. And I think he should have a really good game. A lot of the early game this game will come down to if Gunnar has a good enough lane to shut down the Timbersaw. Because if Timbersaw starts rolling this game, you know, he gets to that Hood, Soul Ring, Mana Boots, these types of items, like, I'm not sure they can really stop his play this game.
Okay. Well, that's going to be the thing that we want to watch for sure. Can they shut down that Timber? Can they make him sad?
And take a look at the bottom safe lane for Zoomers. Sammy Boys actually started to cut all the trees because it's been very meta for Timber Saws. I mean, the reactive armor got nerfed really hard at level 1 to just keep spamming Timber Chain for CS. You can't do that if there are no trees.
That's great. Very cool idea there, indeed. And I imagine that we're going to keep on seeing that as he is already body blocking the wave, making sure that it comes back to meet at a better position. Husky and Moon going to be battling slightly there as well. Boots first already on this next assassin. So this lane, maybe if Sammy can do a little bit more of these tree cutting shenanigans and make that stuff work, things can be slightly stronger here for them. But at least for the moment, going to be dealing with a lot of harassment.
You know, the more I think about it, I actually really like the Timbersaw pick because one of the counters to carry Axe is to go aggro. Oh, top lane. Duba's getting really low here.
Going for it. Trying to find him, but won't be able to. Salve off.
Like we saw even at the Ana Major, Ame, when he got tri-laned, like he was bottom net worth on the cores in lane because Axe just, his stats aren't that good if there are 3 heroes. They're not bad when there are 2. You can, you know, Battle Hunger is a great tool, but it doesn't do that much when you increase the number of heroes in the lane. But you cannot go aggro if you're going to have to put a Dragonite versus Timbersaw in lane. So that was a good choice by them there.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. And I think that is one of the better answers that we've seen to Dragonite time. Again, I'm a little surprised that we didn't see it banned out, particularly considering that we've had Tomato play this carry axe multiple times. But nonetheless, it's what ended up happening, and we'll see how it works for them all. At least out of the early going, nothing really standing out as being particularly bad. You can see that in the mid lane, 11-0 versus 10-1, very even so far here. I'm not sure if that one was a range creep deny or not, but Gunnar slightly ahead in terms of that XP, and we'll be keeping our eyes on it. Bottle coming out, he already has it on the Storm Spirit. Bryle obviously not going 1, and that does mean it's going to be no Water Rune for Gunnar. He's going to have to head on back.
That's huge because he's on 100 mana right now with 0 bottle charges already. Even though the CS was in his favor, he sort of spent all his resources. The reason why Invoker is good in this lane is that you can just sort of spam the EMP onto Storm and he can't really get out of it. And then once there's no mana, you can out CS and harass him. We actually saw...
Taking some damage here. Is he in trouble? Chase down coming from Dubu. Has another one of those spirits. It's not going to be enough. Never mind.
But Dubu, now he's in a position to stack. He's chased away the enemy support and knows where he is. He's feeling not bad about this. You know, Ocean, he puts down the sentry. They tried to get the board, but Bra with a nice deny there. And Tomato's actually getting quite pressured in lane by DK. And Dragonite, this hero always surprises me by how strong he is in lane.
Dude, the Dragon Tail is super annoying. It's
It
like
is.
crazy that it's 70 mana for 70 damage. And then you also get 2.5 second stuns. You're just punching them the whole time as well.
Yeah, it's one of those spells where you use it on them, and it's like very common to stun your opponent and then deny a creep. But Dragon Tail,
Right.
like you use it, you punch them, you get a deny, and then you get another deny before they have to before they're unstunned. It's a crazy spell.
Moon making that rotation towards mid for a second, but Ocean is already there to refill the bottle and heal up Gunnar a little bit, so doesn't really have an opening to make anything happen there. Bryle tried to go for a cute little play there to stop him from getting that CS, but doesn't end up working. And with that bottle refill, that helps out Gunnar's lane quite a lot. And he also has a bounty rune to come back to afterwards.
That's a huge salvage because Storm needs to have resources this game. We mentioned earlier, like a lot of this game is going to come down to how Gunnar can control Saberlight. Because like you can already see at bottom, like Sambo, he's getting a little bit low. Saberlight spamming his spells on him. You just go for 2 in Timber Chain at level 3 or 4, and yeah, like you can try to sustain with Time Walk, but it's a 4-second cooldown versus your 18-second cooldown right now.
Yeah, very annoying. And they keep that pressure on. Husky is going to move on in and has the salve for afterwards, cutting down those trees as much as possible. Yeah, obviously, once level 6 comes around, then he's just going to have to skedaddle on out of here. It'll be a bit too much.
Bryle actually, he missed the EMP there, and that's really big for Gunnar. Because EMP, of course, it gives mana back to Invoker. Oh,
Chance? Moon? Maybe in a little bit of trouble here. They don't have the ability to chase him down. But that was a good job there to keep that pressure onto the Nyx Assassin. But Bryle's doing pretty good here mid.
yeah, and this is something that supports have gotten really good at, just getting these sacks off. But there is a little bit of read from 4 Zoomers. They've pre-blocked the enemy Ancients. Moon, when you stack these camps, you'll keep your camera over and listen to that sound. But the thing is, sometimes Dota betrays you, so he might not even realize that he missed a stack with no sound, you know? You just think, oh, it's bugged, I didn't hear a sound.
Right.
And that's economic damage right there, already stopping the Axe's carried progression.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Kill them all, kill them all.
So they're doing a good job in that regard, at least. You can see that they have both Ocean and Husky set up in the mid lane here.
Classic 4 Zoomers, role-playing Vici Gaming, literally bring their 2 supports to mid lane at 5 minutes and 15 seconds every single game, try to use a catapult. This game, though, they're going
smoking
for something different.
Radiant are scanning.
They know about the stacks, that's why. This is a really good read.
Yeah, Gunnar just got level 6. They're going to go on to Tomato, try and find that catch. Pulls him back in afterwards. The taunt is there, but the bushwhack afterwards, and the kill. This is why I want to see this guy play it. That was
Husky
nice.
just smacks him, takes the first blood. Stupid core doesn't deserve the kill. I called the smoke, give it to me. It's a really good mentality as the support.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you want to see. Moon, though, gonna try and sneak this one away, but the bushwhack will put an end to that one. And in fact, if they're not careful, Moon might end up... Oh my god, is he gonna get that bounty? No, he'll get it denied away. And
Look at
the
the
big
space,
jump.
though.
Pulled back in. Turns into the stun, looking for a kill, and they're gonna give that one to Gunnar.
The space boys.
There you go.
Oh, bottom lane though. Saberlight has his level 6. He has Mana Boots and Soul Ring, and I don't know if Sammy Boy can sustain here. He has to play very safe. Meanwhile, there's like a wagon who's going to eventually pressure the tower. And once the Chakram comes out, it's very hard to stay in the lane.
Saberlight's doing a good job too. He doesn't want to get like time dilated on multiple spells, so he's not just using his whole pool right now. And Sammy's going to have to jump away from it afterwards.
Yeah, they do have the Chrono now, and Storm is going back to base. I'd like to see them TP a support down here and Chrono him and kill him with 3 heroes.
Nice catch for a kill, as Dubu able to get that one. So they didn't manage to take away the stacks from Tomato, but they did at least find that kill on him. And now Brax is moving over to come and try and contest yet again. Go question mark as it's all happening. Tomato actually breaks the salve, finds the stun.
CT.
They could jump if they want to. Husky is there as well, trying to find a couple more right clicks, but the tornado from Bryle, the EMP, will put a stop to that. So he did manage to take most of the stacks, as we do have another pause coming out. Not sure exactly what's going on.
I love pauses.
Do you now? Really?
Yes, everyone loves pauses. The audience, the casters, the players.
Yeah,
Really want more pauses in Dota.
absolutely. Well, so far a very slow game. 2-1 in terms of this kill score at the 7-minute mark. What else do we have coming out here soon? It looks like it's going to be Tread soon for Storm. He is right now the highest CS in the game, not quite the highest net worth. That honor is actually on Brax, who's had a really good series so far.
Yeah, we saw for sure Brax has been playing phenomenally. Not just wait, did you say good last series today? Because he played really well versus Bumblebees.
He's just a good player, man. Take
He
it whenever you want.
Good. Brax is like one of those guys who's been grinding out for years, you know. Ever since like LGD Int, he's sort of been like sort of on the verge of like breaking through, and honestly, he's one of the guys who I think like I'd really like to see him at TI. That being said, it's like the same for like some of the guys on Undying, right? With like Tomato and Bryle, even the return of Moon Meander.
I mean, that's what's so tough about this, right? Like, both of these teams have just such great stories, whether it's the Zoomers who, like, stuck together through thick and thin throughout, like, multiple years, trying to get better together as a squad, or whether it's Undying, sort of, like, having these sages from, you know, the past come back and lead a new generation. And I did an interview with Tomato, and we sort of talked about his desire to play competitively and, like, you know, get back into it after going back down to South America for a little while and now coming back and playing in the NA region. It's like he's sort of trying to revitalize his career as well. It's just a story of revitalization for all of these teams. And unfortunately, it can only be one person that wins.
For sure. Now that's just the harsh reality of competition, right? Like,
and it's not you, Aoi. It's not you. You don't get to win.
No,
sorry.
I played on Arkosh. There's no way we're winning anything. The fact that we won some games is also a little bit embarrassing for the region. But I want to mention this game. Oh, actually, I want to talk about one thing, because there's some all chat going on between the teams. I know you've muted them for the voice lines.
Right, of course.
But what I find interesting is, in this day and age, oftentimes, the players have muted so many of each other that when the game is paused, they don't know whether they're allowed to unpause or not because they're all muted. They don't see the goals. I just think it's a really funny thing that just happens now. It's just for no reason, OG. Like, that just seems to have to mute each other.
This is why we need the admin to unpause. That's what needs to happen.
I feel like
eventually.
Admin should do that, actually. I think admin should be the only ones allowed to unpause, personally, but I don't think it's that big a deal.
But players can pause, but they can't unpause.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that would just be fair. But anyways, one thing that I'm a little bit like, the game has felt a little bit slow, but I'm surprised that there hasn't been more stacks on Dire. I mean, we saw Moon go for the ancient stack and it was blocked, but this hard camp is like not stacked at all in the triangle. Usually when you have Axe, you expect to see more stacks. Maybe it's just, you know, Nyx is a melee hero. Maybe he didn't prioritize it. He did get both water runes this game, which helped mid a lot. But yeah, I'm just a thing to note, because Axe will ult farm carry Void if he has stacks specifically.
I did manage to see, by the way, because I can look at the program feed for us, that Gunnar said "What's up?" and nobody responded. So I'm assuming that they all have Gunnar muted.
No, look how many chat lines he's using. He's 100% muted. It's not like these guys play pubs every day together.
Yeah.
It's not like they hate each other. It's just, oh, look at Sammy Boy has Saberlight unmuted. I'm keeping a mental note of that. Okay. Saberlight's a good matter player, that means, aka not spamming chat wheel.
You like to see it.
And we can see at bottom, Ocean, he's just trying to drag the creep wave alive. He wants to no-tail it up, just drag the creeps out and get EXP.
Well, he's gonna have no tail in a second. The squirrel's getting chopped up. Get out of there, Ocean. It's not safe. Does get the bushwhack out. Trying to hide away, but the chakram is there for the finish. So in the meantime, they're also actually taking that top tier 1 tower as well. So there's a trade-off that's happening here.
For sure. These plays, oh, get to the line? Nope. He wouldn't have got it with that hit anyways. It was 17 HP versus, actually maybe he's 68 damage. That's pretty high. Surprise for Phoenix. These plays where like you try to drag the creep wave away from the tower and keep it alive longer, they're very weird, because even when you succeed like that, if you die, I don't know how much it's worth, because it's not like you got control over the area. You sort of just like delayed Timbersaw a bit in exchange for a kill. It wasn't like now you're going to defend the tower or got a lot of EXP. So it's curious to think about, because like the default is just to do that. It's not like Ocean did something bad there, or
no,
like even unnatural. It's just I don't know what the actual end result is, because I mean, it's so hard to calculate things in Dota. There's so many variables and stuff going on.
Look at this, though. Bryle underneath the ward. They're not quite going to be able to get him there. He just walks away the other side. I guess that's one of the things that's interesting there, right? Like, because when Wyvern does that, or one of those other heroes, what you end up seeing is, like, you know, the whole creep wave dies to Splinter Blast or something, and then you get the XP from the dying creep wave. But in this situation, didn't really end up happening that way. Right now, at least, Brax also About 1,000 gold away from Blink Dagger. We've got the Fairies Trinket on Storm. On the side of Undying, what are they looking for as far as like their timing? This Timbersaw's already taken his tower. Do they try and head mid next?
I think they probably want to just chill for a little bit. They don't have the levels on their supports to make the move yet. I think their first move is sort of going to come with the 10 minutes, the Tome onto Nyx. He won't be level 6 yet, but Dubu is really high level this game because Axe, you know, he cleared those stacks with the jungle early. He's been doing what Hoodwink sort of taught, but except without dying. Ooh, they're going to know where he is.
Spots him. Quick jump. They got the pull afterwards and the dive away from Dubu. Husky tries to catch him. Won't quite be able to. So they will TP out, but looks like Husky, again, as has happened a lot last game, will be the one sacrificed there.
And that's huge because now Moon Meander gets to take middle. He's sort of been self-sacrificial this game. We saw him like try to snipe that top bounty rune, etc. Now he gets to take a lane and take the book and get his level 6.
Okay.
I think that play by Undying, it looks really small, but I like the idea of what they did. Like, they don't have any timings. So what you should do is not like just spread out AFK and split up farm, you know? What you should do is like think about what your opponent's going to do. They have a little bit of strength over you. They might make a low plan top and instantly like Saberlight's ready to TP, Brow's already rotating. And now with the level 6 of Phoenix, you do have your play. You just stay proactive while you don't have your timing.
Brax gonna get jumped on here in this top side, and yeah, it'll be a pretty easy kill. They don't even have to use that egg you're talking about, so they can make this move with the tier 1 tower taken and the catapult. Can there be any counterplay right now from 4 Zoomers? It does look like they're smoked up on Gunnar and Ocean and looking for somebody, but nobody's home. Wait, maybe a chance Tomato? Oh, this would be a nice kill if they could connect with this. Oh, do they spot him? They do. Okay, so they get vision, ready to jump, sharpshooter available, trying to find him, queuing it up, but the taunt able to interrupt, and they just don't connect. Gunnar didn't go for the pull there. Do get a lot of tower rotations, but it's not huge.
Honestly, a little bit of clutch call from Tomato, right? Like, Gunnar knew that he needed a little bit more damage. His smoke broke a bit earlier than he wanted, and like, you know, a little side step from Tomato means you missed the first zip damage, which means like the second zip for the pull is a bit harder. And honestly, good reaction from 4 Zoomers. They messed up the initiation a bit, and they were just like, okay, let's let it go. Don't commit harder and double down on a mistake. It's okay to just make a mistake. And as a result, like, his Storm and Hoodwink both die there. Like, this game is it's looking real bad, right? But now they're still gonna play Dota. I mean, I don't favor them in terms of map control this game for sure, especially with that top tower dying, making it harder to enter their jungle. But there's still a game of Dota to be played here.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll watch for it. 12 minutes in, and Blink Dagger done. This is probably one of the big things they've been waiting for on 4 Zoomers to really get that initiation going. And we'll see if Brax decides to group up with his team around this now. What do we have coming over there? Yeah, Ocean has Sharpshooter back up again. We've got the TP coming in from Gunnar. Also, he's going to have a full mana pool.
Did Brax show his Blink Dagger on that last creep there?
I don't think so.
He's TPing bottom, though.
Yeah. Moon?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they saw Moon over here on this ward, but then he backs out and realizes it.
They're going to
They still see him. They can jump him here. Ow, right on top of where's the dust? Didn't have anything. All right, that was weird. He literally blinked right on top of Moon.
The thing is, like, a Blink Dagger on your offlane, it is like this early is sort of like an investment because Blink doesn't give you any stats. It doesn't help you scale. What it does is it lets you kill. If you do not get a kill with the item immediately when you get it, you're basically like missing your timing. You're essentially like removing damage to your opponent and like not getting some gold on your own. It's a big deal that this doesn't connect.
Well, they can maybe get a second chance at it here. I mean, they spot all these creeps. They're stacked up. Ocean gonna get chased out a little bit again. Gunner's still hanging around this area. But it will be Undying that still hold this side of the map. Now, at the same time, you do have Sammy that's down bottom getting consistent farm for himself as well. So maybe right now, Zoomers are just feeling like not super pressured to make moves because they know that they've got a farming void. But definitely feeling like they're missing an opportunity with the blink on
I think
Brax.
Especially with the fact that they blocked the enemy ancients for so long,
right?
They don't feel as pressured as you would normally because at the animator, like I saw Alme with a 13-minute Mantis style, you know?
Right.
Like Brax is still quite far from his Manta, specifically because he didn't have stacks.
Yeah. Thought he was going to go on that one. Regen rune. Oh, Gunner able to bottle it. The paddle and the run for the regen. Moon right on top of him. They spot him. Pulls him back in afterwards. Goes for the break. Pull back afterwards. Gunner taking a lot of damage though. Do they have enough to kill him? He goes down. Oh no, and now the stun afterwards. He's dead for 30 seconds. They even pop the egg, and I think they gotta just back out. 2 dead for that. Getting a little bit greedy. A little bit greedy.
Honestly, that was just a beast play by Moon.
Yeah, really well done. Good recognition. They have the catch now onto Saberlight, but as soon as he pops that hood, they just have to back away. With no Storm still up for 5 seconds, Undying starting to take a little bit of a lead now in this game.
Yeah, he just straight baited a Storm Spirit who had it. Oh, Gunner's going for that patented zip onto hard camp play that he talked about.
Perfect.
Maybe there's a guy there, maybe there's not, but I just died. I'm going to use this Regen Rune to farm and catch up.
Oh no, he's going to be underneath the ward here. He's going to be right underneath the ward here. Gunner gets caught. He still has a good mana pool, but can they get the stun? They find him. This is tragic. Death into tip. The classic.
That's a rough one. Perfect read on the map from Undying there. And we're really starting to see, like, this is why Invoker is a good pick for Storm. Whereas, like, Anti-Mage, Ember, Storm, Void Spirit, what you do is you throw out your Tornado, you Code Snap them, and then when they land, the Tornado actually instant procs the Code Snap again. So it easily sets up any stuff like Nick Stun, Lion Stun, whatever other catch you have. You change your spells, and, you know, you just do a lot of damage, and you'll catch these elusive heroes. It's part of the reason, like this Storm pick on the 3rd pick, it sort of broke draft structure.
Right.
Like, you wanted to be able to flex DK, and Undying in both games, I feel like they've done a good job at punishing. Oh, 1 second here, mid.
Nah, they're going to get him. Oh, wait a minute. Ocean doing some fancy footwork, trying to escape. Get away! No! Little squirrel dead. He goes down there. Dude,
I think
Saberlight's a beast.
He is. He really is. And it's all to do with the fact that they broke draft structure. Like, normally you'll be able to get a mid-hero that deals with this Timbersaw from their position in a draft, or offlaner that he can 1v1 him and you go aggro versus axe. But because of how they drafted, they were so inflexible that Undying punished them. It was the same story in game 1. You pick the Invoker Axe like that, you're vulnerable if your opponent chooses to do it. And, like, look at this Timbersaw. Like, he's getting stomped in the enemy tier 1. Right. He doesn't care. There's nothing that touches us in this game because you don't have like a Leshrac mid, you don't have a Batrider mid, you have a Storm Spirit.
I mean, some of the thing too that's ended up working out so well in this game has been like the warding game that's constantly into their favor. And right now, they do jump forward and find that Invoker, buddy into the stun again. All right, Bushwhack afterwards. Gunner trying to get out. The Chrono, the big ol' ulti eggs on the other side though. This one's gonna pop, gotta run, gotta hide. And they all get out. The Invoker ends up going down, but Brax looking for the follow-up kill. This is why they drafted that Dragon Knight, to keep the chase going. They managed to find 2 with that Chrono, and Zoomer's getting a little bit of much-needed life in this one.
Yeah. A little bit of Kyle bleeding into me here, a little bit of a cast a curse, but for Zoomers, they recognize the situation. Like, I'm talking about this game way too harshly. Like, this game's not over at all. And they're making the right plays. You know, the enemy's being cocky. They're bringing 4 heroes to their triangle. Bring 5 and punish them. Right. And as a result, they get 2 kills. And, you know, that's big swing. However, now you don't have ETLT. You don't have Chronosphere. Their mid tower's at 300 HP. Look at Undying. They're already TPing heroes to mid. They just want to finish off this objective and be able to take map control.
This is what you need to do on Undying for sure, is punish those long cooldowns. And, well, they do find themselves Husky yet again. Sort of casual pickoffs that we're seeing, very good for Undying. It does again slow down that push, but only for a second because this tower is going down. In the meantime, Brax is going to try and pressure up top a little bit here, and it's a 3,000 gold lead. Probably thinking towards Roche in the next little bit. As Saberlight, he's not even going to let Brax sit away at it for a second. He has Yules. Oh no, Brax. What is he meant to do at this point now? They get the freaking Sunray on him. Brax trying to escape, but to no avail. I don't know what it is. It's like these little moments where it feels like Zoomers are, you know, things are kind of going good for a second, and then a couple of them randomly die around the map.
Yeah, and one thing I have noted is that, holy crap, Sammy Boy is so farmed on Faces. I can't believe he's out-farming an Axe.
Right.
Like, Faces Void is not a hero that farms fast, but maybe he got the last hit on Brow there and it was really big in that last engagement. Let me actually see.
Okay. You take a look-see at that one. We'll keep.
Yeah,
our eyes
he
on
did get
whatever
the
else is
last
going
on Brow, but he's managed to go ahead of Axe when he was from behind. Like, you don't see that on Faces Void very often. So I want to commend him there for that, but still, like, it's looking a little Pepe sauce. Like, as soon as Axe get his Blink and his Shard, they're just gonna non-stop aggression on the side of Undying. This time they do have a carry hero, unlike Zoomer's lineup last time that uses Alacrity into Axe. And, you know, how are they solving the Timber Saw? I'm not seeing any solutions come out right now.
It's going to be tough, definitely. We'll have to see if they can get into those items later on, whether that be a Spirit Vessel or something else. But at least now, as we get closer and closer to that 20-minute mark, they are trying to, again, make a bit of a move up towards this top side of the map. Bryle has the Aghanim Scepter queued up, getting close to it, and Ocean seeing if he can find an angle, jump forward. They got him. Good stun, good turn into a kill. Easy peasy. And again, this pickoff game is what you're looking for if you're the 4 Zoomers.
Really good kills coming out from them here. And specifically good for Ocean, because obviously he was the bottom net worth hero in this game. He still is, but he also was back then. But now at least he gets a kill and he's like starting to shape up a bit. You know, he gets a 20-minute tone, gets to his level 2 ulti, and he can increase this pickoff game that you're talking about. I also wanted to note that Ocean was able to get 2 very crucial D wards. He got one both on his hill in the triangle and in the enemy jungle to the left side of the outpost there. Okay. Those are very important because that pickoff doesn't happen if Undying has vision.
Right. Yeah, you need to sort of get that down. And that was one of the ways that, you know, Gunnar got picked off that second death as well, zipping right on top of that other ward. Tomato, like you had mentioned, has the Mad Style done now, also getting into that level 15 talent. It is kind of interesting at this point how far away from the rest of his team he's been playing. Just trying to sort of keep it constantly shoved in along this bottom lane and then farm out the rest of the jungle. But yeah, he's going to TP and try and group up with his team now, it looks like.
For sure. But Tomato hasn't seen an enemy hero in the last like 15 minutes of this game.
Right.
And even in those first 5 minutes, he's like only the lane.
All right, big opportunity here. Brax showing in the mid lane, so is Sammy. They're grouping together. Tomato goes for the call, finds one. It's going to be enough to get him dead on Brax. They do have Chronosphere available now. What do Undying want to do with this kill? It looks like just try and translate it into more if possible. And Sammy doesn't appear to care, but should a little bit.
I think this kill is basically just for map control. You just want to keep hunting down heroes. Oh, Braw's finding Gunner top. I think he might have him. Oh, a little bit off in the angle there.
Round 2 now. Sammy. Dual Scepter by Saberlight. Already used now. Time dilation. Not going to matter. And he gets out of there afterwards. Okay, they're fine. So just resetting the fight.
Timbersaw's still a big problem, and you see, I just don't understand how is Sammy Boy so high net worth. Like, this is so weird to me. Because like when I think of Faces Void, he's like Spectre, you know, like you hit creeps 1 by 1, nothing's dying. You just, if you get forced to jungle early, you should feel awful. I guess like he even got kicked out of lane relatively early, went to the jungle. Yeah, I guess it's, I don't know. He's hit a lot of lane creeps. That has to be it. Maybe he does something on carry. I'm gonna have to watch after.
He does have 233 last hits.
That is a lot of CS for a Faces Void. Over 10 CS on a hero that has no nukes.
Yeah. Well, again, Sammy spots this illusion there. Moon right on top of him. Just use Time Walk. It's scary. The taunt is there. Cataclysm afterwards. Sammy needs to get it off a second away, but it's not going to be soon enough. Tomato finds the dunk, gets the kill. Stomp afterwards. Ocean tries to escape. It looks like he has an avenue, but will it be enough? Dual Scepter left up there. The egg even popped. They don't even want to give him a chance. The chase down continues. Tomato looking for another blink. The call, it's there. It's good. Dude.
Yep, that's Roche. What just happened? Did Sammy Boy try to bait mid by using Time Walk? Like in front of them or something?
Know. I'm not sure.
Because
that was very strange. That
was almost sick. They got the turnaround. They used Cataclysm only on the Faces Void. I'm like, holy crap, Sammy Boy's gonna bait this, Time Walk in, and Chrono Mod, they're gonna win the game here. And I clicked on him, and he had 2 seconds left on Time Walk. Yeah. Like, it made no sense. Like, he got, I don't even know when he Time Walked, but he knew they were coming. 4 Zoomers are all positioned behind him, and he chose to be, like, cocky enough to use his Time Walk there. Just a little bit questionable of a decision there from him.
No. Well, and again, you know, if it's half a second
Tomato,
later,
you just dropped your
separated,
mantis
then,
on the ground.
right? That's good.
Okay, he's going back with the Haitian to pick it up.
You know, you get half a second difference right there, and that's suddenly going to be in a better position. They find the Nyx now. Looking for that jump. Tomato is not going to be able to come to interrupt this one.
Yeah, good punish from the 4 Zoomers there. Anytime like a hero walks in there solo when you're behind, you have to take the kill. Like just use some spells, even if you have to use your sharpshooter, some DKLTs, you stun them, take the kill. You can't let them walk in there and just give up the entire map.
Right. Okay, well, 7 of 14, 6,000 gold lead now. Undying, doing everything right at this point in time. They don't have Egg for 25, and we do still have the Chronosphere available on the Zoomers, but also, likewise, Cataclysm is available for the Undying squad.
Oh, Tomato?
Jumps. Ooh. That was scary.
I think he canceled that because he didn't see anyone beside him, but he actually would have hit Sammy Boy in the fog there.
What are all these drawings
scary
on the map? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of drawings happening to push out lanes. That's what it looks like, at least.
Those look sort of tilty. Like, you know, it's not the calm line. Like, okay, so my armchair Reddit, psychoanalysis here.
Perfect.
Sammy Boy drew those lines, and he's just seething right now because of the last kill.
Yeah, that's great.
Right, ET's dead.
Okay.
ET's alive. Hoggers, he's dead. He's alive.
Amazing caster curse. And instead, it might be Moon that goes down. As they jump in. Ooh, but the Andisk. Nice,
Did that come on the curve?
And afterwards, the Cataclysm. Oh, he has BKB, but it won't save you from that. As Gunnar goes down again. Sammy, though, turns, tries to make this happen. They don't have buyback on the Storm Spirit. Can they kill one? They get Moon, but that's Chrono for Moon, and the Egg is down, and now they're going to look for more afterwards.
3-man call.
Jump forward, call! Tomato finds it perfectly into the meat grinder. They take him down, and now Sammy trying to salvage something. He wants to kill Brile. He wants to kill anybody. Dubu, give me a kill. But is it going to be enough? In the end, he too will fall. A triple for Tomato, and his team appreciating some greatness.
God, I love Tomato's axe. Last game against Zoomers, we also saw him hit a crucial 3-man call at the ramp around Roshan. This time, it's always a patience, you know? Everyone in the game is looking at Faceless Void, but Tomato's already on the next level. He understands the movement of the enemy team. They're all going to try to help the Void, and he calls a 3-man on the backline again. It's just, It's so solid, because he's like in the carry mindset, right? Like, he can bait his teams, get a little bit more out of your initiation, and you just make the better play for it. Like, what a call.
You know, I think that there was this moment at the end of the first season of the DPC. I sat down with him, I talked to him about him, and he had said that he's not taking any breaks. He wasn't taking any breaks. The only thing he was focused on was TI. The only thing he wanted to talk about was TI. He just stayed at home and played Dota that entire time. Like, even when his own team was out taking breaks. Like, this guy is super motivated, and that hard work is paying off right now. As he is carrying his team to the victory, at least in this game number 2, unless something changes. And Zoomers, they're a very solid team. They've also put in the hard work. They spot Ocean there with that Sunstrike, throwing everything out, trying to get away, and actually Ocean manages to escape, just barely.
Very nifty play.
That was cool.
And Tomato, as you said, he's really put the work in. Last time I checked, he was like rank 6, you know, Brow's rank 3. These guys on Undying, like, there's a reason why they're looking so good. They've really put the work in. They've flushed out their concepts. We heard from Tomato, and I noticed personally as well that Moon Meander, he's really good with the Dota theory. Right. Like, he will make you a better player if you're willing to work with him on it, like, and have an open mind to his ideas, and he's clearly done that for Tomato. Just such stellar play. Their team fighting's going apart, but, you know, not to hype up Undying too much. Like, I think...
Well, you did it. I just said the first thing.
Yeah, like, for Zoomers. No, for this game, you know, because I think they're a fantastic team overall.
Totally.
But in this game, the one thing that 4 Zoomers does have going for them is that you do have the Storm base offense, and Faceless Void is still like that. Traditionally, I will out-carry you in this game if it goes late enough.
Right. I mean, there's a part of me that, like, you know, just wants to see Axe Carry not be able to succeed slightly, but you know, at the same time, there's a reason that it's not looked good for or it's sort of struggled previously, and they will run into Husky there. Sammy realizes, oh god, they're in the area. Oh, does Moon find him? They did find Husky, but they can't even get that kill. They both TP out. They're away. Oh, and Husky's giving the tips now. All right, they got their mojo back. They're ready to go. As soon as you see those tips fly, you know it. And Saberlight. Oh, Cataclysm afterwards. Gunner living through that one. Doesn't get hit by the taunt, but they got the catch onto Sammy Boy. Jumps away. Able to reset that damage. Has Chronosphere back up if they want to use it now. Thinking about it. Chrono connects onto 3, but where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? The Earth Splitter coming through, bringing him down low. Is it enough? They get that kill. Tomato, though, with the big call, the taunt, takes down Sammy. Gunner jumps in from downtown, but not a huge mana pool. He has to back out now. So they get 1-2 kills on Invoker and the Nyx, but those big bad carries you talked about, Aoi, they don't have an answer for Saberlight. Don't have an answer for Tomato. And Gunner, I mean, if they want to turn up on him, might just be able to get him, or maybe not. Thinking about a jump onto Tomato, but Saberlight's still living, doesn't need to worry about it. Got the heals from Dubu.
And he still has Essence Ring and Bloodstone. He's not worried at all.
What a god.
Did you know that I actually got tricked by this very unreliable person who told me that Bloodstone was dispellable? It was just a heinous act of lying.
I don't know who would do that. That
yeah,
sounds like
I don't know who would do that, but
thing.
Bloodstone is actually not dispellable. Just a PSA for everyone out there who I might have tricked based off this misinformation.
It was me.
It was you.
I told him that.
And you know, the wiki said it. It's not like it's some malicious thing. But you know, this is Dota. You don't deserve to know information from tooltips on the wiki running game.
I didn't want Arkosh to win. I had to do whatever I could.
I didn't want Arkosh to win, so I'm glad you did that.
Saberlight again. Yeah, like you're saying, he just doesn't have to worry about anything this game right now. Like, his team can get there quickly. Like, he's got a Yule Scepter afterwards, Eternal Shroud, and then, of course, the be-all, end-all item, the Sange, the mega busted Sange. Oh, God. Well, 31 minutes in and 13,000 gold lead. Again, Zoomers start out with a decent early game, and things start to fall apart in the mid-game. It's looking rough for him.
Yeah, it just feels like a draft punish though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Solo kill. Brow's styling a bit. He almost has refresher on Brow, by the way. That's gonna be hype.
Gunner, ooh, wasn't able to catch there. Would have been really good. Yeah. 30 net worth at 30 minutes is the highest he's ever had on any hero for Saberlight. Dang.
He is beasting it up. He's 10-0-7. No, he's just a Timbersaw when you pick 2 of your cores already. You only have carry pick left. Like,
right.
What can you do? Like,
it's true.
Keep a proper draft structure next time. Which honestly, it does give me hope a bit, right? Because I think these 2 games, they've been pretty significant outdrafts by Undying on Zoomers. Draft is the only thing that you can fix in series, basically. Like, everything else, you have to work on it. It takes time. Draft, you can literally go as a drafter. Guys, my bad. This idea was wrong. Let's reset, and the next game's series, we're gonna take it. And that's sort of what happened, like in the the FNATIC TNC finals we just had in Southeast Asia.
Right.
TNC was up 2-0. FNATIC made a draft adjustment. Boom, 3-0. Raven literally doesn't die for the rest of the series. It was like 45-0 and 45. Is insane. But maybe we'll see that here.
There's a chance. There is a possibility. Jump forward stun. Find Moon. Jump away. Baiting spells. Gunner goes in afterwards. BKB is pop, living for the moment. Wait, he chronoed his buddy. Is that enough? He's out of there and dead. Gunner just got chronoed Sunstrike. The Invoker's on the other team. Okay. Buys back afterwards. Big jump from downtown. Tries to find a kill. Saberlight turned around upon. Dubu is going to fall. Gunner low on HP, low on mana, low on everything. Fourth snap. Saved. The Stomp Husky. He got him out alive. Turn now. Pull in. Tries to find it and gets him. Saberlight, though, is still so hard to deal with. He's pop Bloodstone, pop Essence Ring, still has that Yules. The only one left alive on Undying, but they buy back on Moon. They buy back on Tomato. They want to get in and save if they can. The Stomp is there to stop them, but there's the big call. Only on to Ocean. Yule Scepter lift up afterwards. Brax is in some trouble. They cost a lot of buybacks to get this one, but they kept their Timber alive.
Oh my god. It looks like there's a chance, boys. They've committed a lot of resources to that fight. The gold might not have swung that much, but... Okay, I was going to say, but look at the EXP.
Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. That was one of the components of the Ags there for Gunner on that Courier.
Ooh. Man, Dire, they just have such good setups for the Sunstrikes. You have Nyx Stun, you have Axe Claw, you have Chronosphere. But it's like, it's sort of planned, right? Like, he uses Refresher Cataclysm from far away on Invoker, and Storm flies back, and I would heavily put that fight, even though they ended up losing net worth, in the favor of Zoomers. It's not about, like, not having the Storm buyback, it's the fact that when you're behind, you need to create imbalances in the position. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to win the game. The imbalance in the position right now is that there are 3 heroes on Undying who do not have buyback. Those are openings right now. If you kill any of those 3 heroes, you can force an uneven fight. It doesn't matter if your Storm doesn't have buyback. You need to take that risk because you're not winning by standard play.
That's fair, and it's something to watch for here over the next couple of minutes, particularly with this next Roche respawning 8 seconds away. Now, if you're Zoomers, you would love that to be like, you know, 30 seconds longer, because Chrono's still on cooldown. It's about to respawn with Bryle in the pit, and I think they're just going to go right away to take it. God, and this is a tough one. This is really hard because it feels like they have to contest. This is Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim Shard, but it's not going to be quick enough.
No, they don't have Chronosphere for another 13 seconds. They're still going to smoke up, but... Oh, look, an Alacrity carry killing Roshan. Feels good, man.
It's the way it needs to happen, and just a couple of seconds too late for the Zoomers means that they are not going to be able to contest that one. Underneath some vision now, this fight is going to be so difficult. They get the shard onto Saberlight now. Who is it that has the cheese, actually?
Probably... Oh, not Invoker, actually. Maybe Nyx Assassin? Wait. Oh, it's in the pit. You know, classic on Dota.
Oh my god, what are you guys doing?
Honestly, like, I don't think he'll make a difference in this game. The thing that Undying has just done is there was some imbalance in the position. You didn't have heroes with buyback. You know, you kill the Axe again, potentially you can snowball and win the game. But you can't do that if he has an Aegis. And it's just going to be 5 minutes of oppression now, and then he's going to have buyback up again. So your entire window is gone with this one Roshan spawn.
Or you just kill him twice.
Or you just kill him twice, you kill his entire team, the enemy throne explodes, and you win the game. That is true.
This is how Dota works, Howie. I don't know if you knew. It is almost Aghanim Scepter done for Gunnar. That's another thing that can sort of work for him. But yeah, this next tier of items is going to be so strong from Undying.
Sammy Boy did pick up a full Ayascati plus the shard recently.
Okay.
So he's actually having a huge power spike. I was sort of questioning who's going to deal with the Timbersaw. Apparently, they're just going to hit him with Scotty, and like that's a lot of regen reduction. Hopefully he dies.
Seems good.
I do have a bit of a spoiler, though.
What's that?
I don't think he's going to die on Timbersaw.
Okay. You know...
Because, you know...
He's big.
He's very strong.
Is he going back for... What's his item that he's got right now coming out for
Probably
Timber?
Aghanims. Yeah, he's going for the Aghanims. It's just the highest damage item. If you're unkillable in Dota, sometimes the best thing to do is not to just build more tanky, it's to make them feel like they have to kill you. Just build a lot of damage, you RNGesus up a Spell Prism, and you just, you know, you're gonna own.
Right, this is wild. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna take that one instead. Interesting. I would have thought he won the Spell Prism, but more survivability. It's got double Yules now.
Bryle probably asked for the Spell Prism. He's already opened up a slot, and it is quite nice. It'll take off the time dilation for him, which is a huge deal. You don't have to commit your Yule Scepter for that. And like potentially be able to like dodge some of the spells coming out from the Radiant.
Smoke up from Zoomers. They weren't able to connect in onto Bryle, and instead going to have to just content themselves with pushing out this wave. And TP on back home as Undying recognize the potential for a go, and they will smoke out themselves. Aren't able to connect. But that's still fine as this net worth lead continues to grow. There was a DD rune that was up top, but nobody picked that one up, and now it's just going to be an invis there for Bryle afterwards. So next round of items. Do they have them yet on the Zoomers? They don't yet.
Just kidding. Yeah, and those plays, like both smokes and connect. But again, this is sort of bad for Zoomers. Like you need something to happen. You want to force something while the enemy doesn't have their buybacks, even though they have the Aegis. They went for that like sort of sneaky kill on Evoker. That was a great play. But just in general, this series, Undying, like there's not many 4 Zoomer smokes that have connected. They've just been one step ahead on Undying.
Good jump away there. Almost able to connect. Yeah, the inability to connect on the plays really hurts them for sure. And the other thing now is just being stuck inside your base, right? Like you want to get that next tier of items for Zoomers on the neutrals, but just nowhere to farm. And Undying keeping them stuck in their base. I am a little surprised that Undying aren't opting to try and like just sort of push high ground. But I guess, as you said, there's like so much high ground defense from the Zoomers, the ET and the Storm, and Faceless Void. It's like a little bit scary.
I think they're waiting for the Wind Waker on Timbersaw, just to make sure nothing bad can happen. But honestly, I do feel a little bit like they're playing a bit too safe. I mean, they don't have much building damage. It's pretty much just Timbersaw's Shard. But there's like, what is there, like 45 seconds on Aegis? And I think they're like seeing it now and like, oh, maybe we should have gone already. It's not like they stopped scaling though, so they're not under any pressure. But who knows?
Oh, the pullback. Ocean did take a lot of damage from that Cataclysm, but baiting out the Cataclysm, and now with Aegis going down, this could be a nice timing for them.
For sure. One of the worst things is you use one Sunstrike or like Black or Ravage. You really don't want to pop your Refresher to only use one other one, like in 2 minutes before it's up or something.
Right.
And I mean, again, there still is Storm Dota to be played. He's going to have a lot of regen. He's going to zip and kill all your waves.
You guys see that? Sammy just gave him a smiley face. Like, what the hell? These guys are crazy.
Yep.
Ooh, this would be good for Tomato, though, going forward. Gets the level 25, the extra AoE on Berserker's Call. So all these times where it's just been like that little bit difference between them. And they'll potentially be able to catch him this time. Apparently
noise
there's some noise
outside, sorry.
Emergency.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Well, hopefully there's no problems. I don't know who it was that paused.
No, I don't have...
Oh, it was Brax pause.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully he's okay. Mr. Brax.
X.
No. Well, this is going to give us a good opportunity here to sort of just talk about like the way that we've seen this drafting go, because it feels to me like the way you've talked about this is that's been the main issues for the Zoomers, is the drafting that they've been able to do and not being able to like sort of either revealing what their strat was too early, or going for some type of a bit too wild of a counterplay, like with the Naga Siren in game number 1. If you were thinking and you were Zoomers at this point, what would sort of what would your idea be to try and like shut down Undying in the draft? Do you try and just go for like an easy peasy one, or sort of a more quintessential draft? Do you change up like your bands? What's sort of the thing that you'd be looking to do?
So theoretically, I think both teams should have a pretty solid understanding of draft structure, like your stable draft structure. I think most teams in Dota know that. It's about like when you pick your core supports, how you do your counter picks, etc. I think 4 Zoomers are sort of approaching it from like too scared of a mindset. Like they're taking risks in their draft. When you do something outside of standard stable play, it means you're sort of taking a risk. You're hoping it's paying off. I don't mind that because they are sort of going in as underdogs. You want to create like more disparity in the matchup and stuff. But I think maybe they over-indexed on it a little bit too much, or maybe they took risks that just didn't end up paying off. And like from a spectator point of view, with hindsight in the game, like it looks like, oh, you're just outdrafted, but oh, Midlane?
They caught him. That's that AoE. Force staff afterwards. BKB out, looking for more. What can they find? The egg is down. Gunner turns now, tries to stay on top of Tomato. Won't allow that reinitiation, but the tornado. That's a lift up. That's a catch. On to Sammy. Gets the jump away afterwards. Cataclysm not going to connect. Not going to do enough damage. Still hanging on to that chrono. Jump forward, finds it. No, but he's able to get out. Bryo with the Blink Dagger. What a reaction. Unreal. And then the taunt force staff up to the high ground. Sammy trying to live. Oh, the stun saves his life just barely. The big pull in. A lot of spells used. Nobody dead.
A sick reaction there from Bryo. Honestly, like, that would have been a huge kill. They picked him off, but he blinks in this time.
Big call, tries to make it work. Afterwards, the stuns. Is it going to be enough, though? There's going to be the lift up. Tries to kill. What do they have left in the tank? Rax has another DK form in a second, along with Blink stun, but BKBs, they're still on cooldown. 15 seconds away. Gunner gets another pull in. Onto all. Sammy tries to make it work. Bushwhack connecting onto 2 with the stomp. You can see Tomato, he's got his eyes on these prize, taking down the buildings one by one, along with Saberlight, and they just don't have the damage. They're gonna try and jump again to that back line. Gunner tries to get the pull, turns now onto Nick's assassin, seeing if he can kill him in the duration of the BKB, and it is not quite enough. The heal coming in from Duvo, and the Aeon Disc able to proc it again. Gunner's out of mana. Tomato, he is gonna dunk down Sammy, and now looking for more, kills off Brax. There's no buyback on this Faceless Void. Dead for 2 minutes, but they have to buy back now and try and hold desperately. What do they have? He's not even hitting heroes at this point. It's too much damage from Saberlight. The big, mean green machine on this Timbersaw. 12-0 and 10. What an immaculate game from him. Oh, they're trying to get the bounty runes. How much bounty does he need?
He's
on
50,
Sammy Boy.
55 gold only right now. Gunner does have a TP, so he could zip to the other one. He is going to go for that.
Oh, all right, that's buyback. That's both bounty runes and buyback. They need it. He's got to go now. You can't afford to go down Mega. He has Chrono back up in 30 seconds. There's the buyback. Jump in onto 2. Can they kill him? Finds the backline. BKB out. No, but the Hex! The reaction, the double Hex. Damn, he gets the BKB off. But now, trying to run away. Cataclysm comes out. Got him under control. Trying to kill Tomato desperately. They get him. He's dead for 2 minutes, does have buyback. Can they focus down the rest of these heroes? Bryle throws out that tornado. Saberlight, he has the Wind Waker still. The Hex is there. On to Sammy, 4-sap save yet again. And with that, and now 37,000 gold lead. Brax, he's just gonna get absolutely walloped here if he's not careful. Can they kill Saberlight? The man has been unkillable, unfazable. Nothing has hurt him. The Wind Waker jump away. Saberlight, they try and chase, they try and kill. Pull back again, why not? It's not happening. Chrono afterwards even, they find Bryo with him, but again, Moon is there. They have the heal also. Sharpshooter, there's not enough damage. And Undying, they're covering each other's retreat so effectively. Undying look so freaking solid in this one. Gunner, he's finally going to get ran down, and he is going to be dunked. Triple kill for Tomato. Looking for more. Give this man a bash. Give him an ultra. He's coming for you, Sammy. Get the hell out of there. He has nowhere left to jump, nowhere left to hide as they go inside the fountain, but GG is called. They deny the rampage, but Undying get the real victory in the second win in a row, on the verge of going to TI.
Oh, and again, that game, it was just Saberlight beasting it up there. God, that Wind Waker was so funny. I don't know why. It's always, like, it's such a late game item that I don't get to see it that much. And it just looks so silly. And honestly, just overall, just really well played from Undying. Just fundamentals, solidness in the draft, and they just did an excellent job protecting their areas in this game, letting Tomato farm it up, and then running at them as soon as they had their timing.
Well, the run at you at the right time, that's the most important part of all of that. And Undying doing it absolutely immaculately here in this game number 2. And again, 1 game away now from qualifying the TI, being the 3rd team out of North America to make it happen. We're going to have to go to a quick break. When we get back, we're going to break it down for all y'all on the panel. See you in just a few.
Hello, everybody. Undying takes game 2 of this series, meaning that they're only one game away from going to TI10. And that is a very... That must be very nerve-wracking for Four Zoomers, especially after seeing the way that Undying played, especially toward the end of that game, right? Like, when they were trying to escape and Four Zoomers were on their tail, they were just covering for each other, really showing what a strong team they are. And it really, then, you know, they also said that they have a lot of fun together, and that team camaraderie really shines in games like these. Gentlemen, what do you think? I know that you said that Saberlight was like the MVP of this game. Can you break it down for me? What made him the MVP of this game?
Howie, take this one. You're more used to like having absolutely free games, so tell us what it's like.
I mean, so he chose, first of all, he told his team to pick him Timbersaw this game. That was probably all he needed to do. But with this pick, he won his lane. He pushed a tower. He had a really good rotation top to take the tower, and he just took away areas of the map away from Four Zoomers and did a ton of damage in the fight. This is a 47,000 damage offlaner. Like, that's unheard of numbers, while still playing a frontline, giving all the vision and fights, scaling, and most importantly, he Wind Wakered himself to sort of style in the enemy team. That's the biggest MVP part.
I just want to double down on something here too, which was at the very beginning of the game. You're in the lobby with these players and they're like doing this like little ready up, right? And all the casters are saying like, Portuguese ready, Spanish ready, all that stuff. Saberlight, when he went in there and he was saying ready for his team, he said Giga ready. He was Giga ready for this game, and that's why he got the Timbersaw. That's why he's super ready right now. So clearly, Zoomers just need to say that, and they'll be good too. But yeah, he's like really feeling himself, and you can tell like Undying from their interviews, from the way they talk about this stuff. They just feel like they play so freely, and there's no pressure on them almost. Like there's so many times, and maybe this again goes back to the draft, and we can talk about it more when we get there. But it just feels like they're so comfortable right now playing Dota, and Zoomers, they're gonna have to get a little bit of that themselves, I think.
Well, we had
to add to that though. I think a lot of it is that draft. So I would like to see Zoomers. I know Mike, their coach, is watching the games. They really need to make an adjustment there.
All right, well, we will see what happens when they get to that draft. Personally, my MVP was the cheese that Undying just left in the Roche pit after. I'm still waiting to see if they actually left it there the rest of the game. But we will see what happens in Game 3. But I would like to first give a shout out to HyperX, who has helped us make this all possible for us. We can only get this coverage thanks to these great sponsors. And HyperX is running a special promo for their line of HyperX Alloy Origins keyboard models during the TI10 qualifiers. All HyperX Alloy Origins keyboard models feature HyperX mechanical switches, fully customizable RGB lighting, and aircraft-grade aluminum bodies. Available in full 10 keyless and 60% keyboard types. Click on the HyperX banner below to find out more, or visit bts.gg/NA HyperX. We will be back with Game 3 of Four Zoomers versus Undying after a short break. Welcome back, everybody, to the TI10 North American qualifiers. We have Undying with one game to go. They only need to win one more. But we cannot count 4 Zoomers out because, like we saw on SEA yesterday / this morning, anything can happen. Reverse sweeps happen, and it could happen here as well. So, Lyrical, when you were talking right before the break, you said that there were a couple of things draft-wise that we would be able to break down. Can you explain to me what went wrong with that draft? What went right with that draft?
I think I was saying that was something that Aoi could do, because he knows better than me what the problems were with that. Because you seem to have like really strong opinions about like the Storm Spirit picked in like the second phase right away, and then like shutting off the flexibility.
Yeah, so it's a bit about how... So you first do DK, right? This is something that happened a lot at the Animajor. And this sequence of events actually happened at the Animajor, which is why I'm so sure about this. But if you pick your mid on 15 there, the third pick for them, it means that your DK is basically locked into the offlane. And the enemy has so many picks in order to counter it. You know, you see the DK, now all of a sudden they're comfortable playing Axe, they're comfortable picking Timbersaw, you can pick an Evoker, you know everything.
Right.
This happened at the Animajor, where people started picking the DK because Nigma were doing so well on it, but not understanding the draft process behind the hero. And then the hero fell off for a little bit in the middle of the tournament, and it had a resurgence when people were like, okay, let's just keep it flex until last pick. And we would see like last pick Sand Kings, last pick high impact offlaners or mids, and you would just have a draft advantage. Instead, Zoomers turned their own flex pick sort of into a disadvantage for themselves.
Oh, okay. Interesting. It looks like for this draft, which we are just getting into the second stage of bans for, 4 Zoomers had first choice. They chose first pick, so Undying chose Radiant. So we're once again flipping back over. Looks like both teams both prefer Radiant side. So tell me about this TA. TA was banned and has been banned a lot lately. Tell me about this pick and why it's a good pick for Undying.
Well, for me at least, I think that this is just something that they're valuing quite highly in this game, because I don't really know why. Maybe it's their Axe answer. Is there anything else that you're seeing, Aoi? Because like to me, this is just like we like this hero together with Nyx. That's what it looks like, at least.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any specific reason you would want this hero here. I guess Axe sort of has low armor, but I don't think he's supposed to be bad versus TA or anything.
Right.
I mean, again, like 4 Zoomers are sort of breaking draft structure by picking 2 cores here and picking Ember. But I think in particular this draft, it looks a lot better because the reason, like, if you break default draft structure, it's usually for a reason. They've been given a reason because they see like this vulnerable TA and they think that Ember is the answer. I'm a little bit scared because I saw oh my god, I can't remember who's the mid player for T1. I've watched so many of the games.
Why am I blanking on this as well? Give me a second.
Okay, they have Cuckoo, Whitemon, Zephyr, 23 Savage, and I'm just blanking. Anyways, their mid player. I swear I don't hate him. I remember all the Carl. Thank you.
Knoxville is spamming production chat with
I saw Carl play this matchup as TA versus Ember Spirit, and he dumpstered the Ember as TA because he just took Meld at level 2, and he was like zoning out the Ember by like, you know, the second wave. So I'm really scared for 4 Zoomers in that sense. But if Ember does win the lane, like the draft structure makes sense to me at least this time.
Well, and there is like even a little bit of potential flexibility. I haven't seen them do this, but on Undying specifically. But in like the last round of qualifiers, there were some TAs that were being run in the safe lane. It was like Yataro that was doing it a lot out of Eastern Europe. And I think that we saw maybe a little bit in South America as well. I'm not sure. But if they like really sort of correct on this, or they see a potential for a good matchup in that off lane, maybe TA can go there as well.
Interesting.
Okay, that would be pretty cool actually. Oh, Tomoda is one of the players in pubs who was playing the TA, I believe.
Okay.
It was like a select fieldom. I mean, it was like the SA special plus Arteezy, and Tomoda is one of those SA carries, so maybe that'd be really cool actually. Because okay, so carry TA should be good for his offlane Axe, right? Like he needs to get into the wave. You just go sideblading him. He has 2 base armor. Meld is -5 armor for 12 seconds. So I can really see that. I like that idea a lot, Lyrical.
Awesome.
I think it's their idea if they do it, but that's fine. I'll take credit.
No, it's definitely your idea. We have declared it as your idea.
Yeah, and if that's true, like I'm terrified for Four Zoomers because Ember
Right.
is not. He is not a good laner if you don't see your matchup. He's very vulnerable in mid.
They have taken the Viper out at least at this point, and I mean there are other heroes that could screw with them. Like they could take a Storm or something like that. We already got 2 of the spirits in the game. Why not? Let's just double down on it. This Earth Spirit's interesting. Like I know Ocean's very good at it, and it's just like it's a little scary now having 3 melee cores into Wyvern Nyx Assassin. You know what I mean? Or not 3 melee cores, but 3 melee heroes just in general into that.
For
Like,
sure. It also just feels very committal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and I think there's a high percent that you're correct about this TA being safe lane. Because Undying, if there's a team that does like do the draft knowledge being like sort of standard, understanding where they want their heroes, it's definitely Team Undying. If they pick Doom and put it off lane, they sort of, I mean, Doom can also go mid, but they've left their options really open for TA. It's not committed to safe lane, it's not committed to mid. They'll see all the heroes on Four Zoomer side, and then they'll decide the best plan for themselves.
Right.
That'll definitely be interesting. Now, on the side of Four Zoomers, what does it look like they're up to? They have 2 spirits on their team, and of course they have the axe first. What is it looking like? What are they rounding out their team with? What is their strategy?
So they have good catch right now. All 3 of these heroes are pretty good catch. They're lacking a little bit of like what I call casual damage. Like, you know, the Blink TA, he just walks up and melts on. They die. Right now they have to commit a lot. They have to commit like some Remnants or Earth Spirit Ultimate or like stay beside it with Ember Shield. I'd like to see them get well, first of all, they're going to pick the carry here most likely. And I'd like to see their support be one of those high damage supports. Not Scarif Mage because that hero is terrible, but something like that.
We saw it played. I think they played it in their last series against Undying, and that did not work out very well. So, okay, Veno.
So this TA is going to go mid now against Ember Spirit most likely because again they left their lineup open on Undying. We can see like you can if they picked a hero that locked TA into safe lane here, all of a sudden 4 Zoomers pick that Veno and you have a safe lane TA versus Venomancer. Looks horrible.
Right.
But now you have that flexibility and 4 Zoomers are sort of. I mean, this could be a 5 Veno. Like I know Husky and in particular like Fly from Team EG do play it in NA, but it looks most like it's just a carry axe offlane Veno and like an Ember mid. They're just gonna pick some damage on their 5 position here.
Okay, carry Veno. I guess that makes sense.
No. Carry axe offlane Veno.
Carry axe offlane Veno. Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense because all of their all of the other stuff is like all banned out already. What about Undying? So they banned out Morphling, so Undying can't have it. What does Undying need?
You know what I wouldn't mind would be, is it a good Alk game if they wanted to swap that? I always think of Alk when I see Veno.
That is a classic counter. You know, your region negates his ultimate. The lane is like not too bad, and you can purge off a lot of his spells with your ultimate. But I would like to see them just pick something a little bit more high tempo. I think right now 4 Zoomers draft is vulnerable if you have something that really punishes his Veno on lane. The thing about Alchemist is, yes, you will be able to farm, but Venomancer will have a game of Dota to play. I feel like if you show an Earth Spirit lane with any offlaner, you should look to punish that lane because Earth Spirit is he's just so bad in lane. He wants to like rotate. You don't want this Veno to be free in lane and then let Earth Spirit rotate to your offlane and keep killing you. That's the only strength this hero has early game.
Enchantress and Lifestealer come out as the final bans. That's not a lot. Not a lot left.
Yeah, really good Enchantress ban from Undying, by the way. I think they really would have wanted to have 4 Zoomers. They wanted to play Tempo, and, you know, having a 5 that can sort of push really adds to that. You know, set Veno wards, get some creeps in the tower. If they defend, and you, like, just all in commit with them with your double Spirit lineup. Yeah, but, yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay, so they do go for the Caudal. Husky did play a very good Caudal, as you were mentioning, Lyrical, but a little bit scared for them right now.
I mean, there's some cool things here. You can like sort of keep that Earth Spirit sort of train going, keep on, you know, spamming out your spells, or any of these heroes like Double Slight's the classic that we saw for a long time. And maybe that's something they're going to try or play around as well. I feel like this is such a weird draft, you know, like you've got Carry Axe, you've got like this Veno playing with Earth Spirit together. Like, I don't, it just feels so weird. I really don't like it.
If I were four Zoomers, I would be terrified. My poor Coddle, I'd be terrified of that Nyx too. Just like,
oh yeah,
hopping on the back line and just destroying them. Even Veno too, you know, like, and then if Veno doesn't get the ulti off, the four Zoomers will be in in a little bit of trouble with just Axe and the two spirits.
Blinding Light's cool this game though. You know?
I know Weaver's not in the meta, but I actually think they should pick Weaver here, which is a
what
really
makes you
weird
say that?
pick. It's just okay. They pick Juggernaut, so this is a similar thing where I just want a carry hero. When that stupid snake Venomancer shows his face in lane, you just go on him and kill him because he is so slow and pathetic. Like he has 280 MS or something. Like if you have the heroes to do it, you can completely punish this pick. And like if Veno doesn't have a game to play, I think this draft is impossible for Zoomers to win.
Can I just say that I really appreciate how you lift Venomancer up on a pedestal and say what makes him so great, and then you just dumpster him in like the next sentence. It's really good. I appreciate the duality.
To everything, he's just like, he calls everything like dumpster garbage, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I'm just kidding. He's like, but I'm not really.
Yeah, I really like just misleading people. It's really fun. I don't know why. I think
you can't do that. You can't do that. My brain is a sponge. I'm learning from you. I'm gonna say all this dumb stuff that's not true, and then people are gonna tell me I don't know anything.
It just encourages me.
Yeah, you know, Veno really good against Jug and Lane. It's great.
He's
so
really good with Jug and Lane. You can jail him when he spins, and
yes,
just right click
perfect.
him and kill him.
Yeah, it's
all
great.
right. I play Venomancer. I'm not that dumb. All right. So anyway, tell me real quick, blast off. What draft do you think is gonna win this match?
Undying.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a 3-0 as well. They do have some counterplay from 4 Zoomers. I think specifically, if you can make the Veno lane work, maybe start there with a Kodo at level 1, get a surprise kill or something, then you can make this happen. But I'm really scared for 4 Zoomers. Also, they might even just go tri-lane on Undying, which Carryaxe is really weak against. They have like all the options.
All right, well, we'll see what happens in this game 3, potentially the last game. Let's hope not, as we go into this last game. Undying versus 4 Zoomers. Gentlemen, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Zumi. You know, Aoi, she's just been like such this, you know, beacon and ray of positivity that we've got going. And then we come into this game and we just got like these dark, stormy clouds over our heads that's going on as we hover over the Dubu Chad.
That's a good
down.
spray.
Wow. That is horrific.
It really looks like Dubu.
That is really bad. You know, the bush being under it and then like making it look all weird and distorted too. Yeah, that's not great. Can we look at anything else? Literally anything else, Pop Tart. Oh my God, just take us away. Go somewhere else. There you go. Go to Roche. Check out Roche. Yeah. So there it is. Perfect. It's still there. Don't worry, anybody. He's not going anywhere. So Aoi, it's the Venomancer. That's the one that feels weird to me. Is Brax gonna have a game?
I mean, Wyvern's sort of a weak 5, and it does look like... I mean, I like that Undying aren't going aggro. They had the option to shut down the Axe, but I think they've correctly identified that the hero they really need to shut down this game is a Venomancer. I think, like, the problem here is, like, the 5s on both sides are not that good at zoning. So Saber, like, gets a good start, move me out of pose on wave, they could actually end up tri-laning bottom with Nyx Assassin, Wood Wyvern, and Juggernaut, and Venomancer will literally have to go jungle. There's no counterplay to it. It's not that slow to jungle, but you won't feel good doing it. Right? I'm really concerned about it. Like, it's not like I think 4 Zoomers can't win this game, but I would way prefer to play Undying's draft.
Okay. Well, and I think that's a completely fair statement. There's some other possibilities. Yeah?
He just took Meld at level 1 and melded Gunner twice in the middle lane.
Amazing. Look at him. He doesn't know what to do. Can't handle it. He's mentally breaking. The melds are entering his head. Never mind. He got lasted. He's back out of it. All right. He's fine.
And Gunner, you know, he did have a read on the matchup. I mean, Gunner, he was known for his Ember Sphere, right? This is his hero. Right. So he started with the Ring of Protection, and I think that might make a big difference. Because the other times I saw this matchup, like, the Embers were not prepared to get meld struck at level 1 or 2.
Well, and yeah, I think definitely the type of player that goes out and watches a lot of those other matches probably keeps an eye on on the other players playing it. And you know, you talked about Carl playing the TA. He's also really well known for his Ember Spirit as well. So, you know, just having that better understanding of the matchups and watching other people's from other regions as well playing it. But
yeah, mid lane is so knowledge specific. I remember there's this one like Summit or something where CCNC is talking about how he beat Abed's Meepo mid or something.
right,
His Meepo versus TA, and he was like, in this game, when you could use a glyph early, he's like, I managed to glyph his poof, and I owned him that game, but the first game I didn't glyph his poof and he got 2 CS and the lane was over or something.
right.
And it's like, mid is so snowbally and knowledge based like this. Like, if you don't know something's happening, like if Ember doesn't have this ring protection, I think this lane might be over right now. He would have taken like another like significant amount of damage because TA would have just manned up on him once he was melted. But instead, you know, we have a game of Dota in this mid lane.
That's true.
Gunner's actually doing very well in the CS.
Always love to see a game of Dota if we can get them, and not just the stomps that were happening for a little bit there. But you can see Husky making that rotation over as well and stole the water rune. Bryle gonna have to just make do with his regular bottle. As Gunner's gonna refill it back up and they head back over the other direction. So we did see for a while also that like combination of the Keeper of the Light paired together with the Ember Spirit, where you're just going for like max amounts of just slight spam and everything else that comes out. I'm curious if there's anything else that Husky's going to look for. I remember you playing a lot of Coddle back in the day as well. One of the best stacking heroes in the game is also.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're pretty much right with your assessment. They just sort of want to combo the Coddle with the Ember. This used to be some epic combo, like first. Ooh, Husky with the triple stacks here.
Yes.
Ooh, that's beast. Just kidding.
He
messed up. He got 2 of them.
Terrible.
But the idea is there.
Reported.
Honestly, that's mid lane. Nice rotation.
Jace, a chance. Open. Bryle underneath the tower. Is it going to be enough with the body blocks? Oh no, they're turning. They're turning Gunner. Ooh, gotta be careful. All right, so they bring more heroes mid on Undying. Is there any chance for like a punish because of that? We'll have to keep our eyes on these sidelines to see if they get anything out of it, but don't manage to quite find that kill onto Bryle.
That was so close. Honestly, like, Gunner barely didn't have his Flame Guard up there. That would have been a kill, and it would have been the huge momentum swing that I think... I mean, it's not like 4 Zoomers are behind, but like if you're down 2-0, you need something to get going, right? It's not what this game is, with like the overall series, I think.
Absolutely. Although you do kind of have to treat it one game at a time, don't you?
For sure,
Try
for
and
sure.
just put the other ones out of your head if possible.
Oh, something... You know, I've never seen this matchup, like Doom offlane versus Carry Axe, but I think eventually we might see an Aghanim Scepter coming out from Doombringer. And if you break counter helix, like, what is Carry Axe?
Yeah, not very good. Can't even Manta. I mean, it might even be better just... Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid target to Doom. I mean, who else do you want to Doom in this game? Like, Ember's going to be so hard to catch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can Doom Ember, or you can Doom Veno before he gets his ultimate off, it's always good.
Right.
The thing about Dota is, like, having more options makes it easier to play the game. Oh, totally. Bottom lane. Tomato's actually getting quite pressured in this bottom lane. I mean, he's farming really well. He's up 10 CS, but Veno does have... Oh, nice. Sniping his healing ward with Plague Ward. That's a big play. Having more options just makes it easier to play. Like, that's why Wraith King's pick versus Doom. It's not like he can't just Doom your mid or something, but you'd rather him not him have to choose.
Moon back towards mid. Gunner in some trouble, and turns, gets the first blood, dies afterwards, but managed to make something out of nothing there. Not bad.
Ooh, and that's big. And he really needed that, because just look at the CS and
Cracks.
EXP on this lane.
Ooh. Yeah, they are definitely a bit of a lead there coming out from Bryle right now.
And
Not
this
what
is
you normally
a
expect.
counter pick, right? This is a problem. Like, he picked Ember into TA. It's not like losing a normal matchup where, like, okay, I counterpicked you, you're supposed to lose this matchup. By picking it in that slot, Ember was saying he was gonna either win this matchup or have enough impact in the game to justify picking it there.
Right. Well, and maybe, you know, it's not just the lane situation as well. There's something to be said definitely for later on being able to just burn through a fraction, get on top of that TA. So
Sure.
I'll see if how he ends up doing with it. I'm more surprised that it's like that this Venomancer's been able to make a pretty good time for himself down here bottom.
I mean,
obviously more CS for the Jug, but Veno's doing pretty good on Brax.
Considering the lane he's against, I tend to agree, but like, he is still down 700 gold in the matchup.
Right.
And it's like, it's not one of those lanes where you feel like, okay, I've hit level 3 wards, I'll kick him out. Tomato very smartly has gone for 2 in healing ward, and he's literally just going to hit the wards and kill them, because Juggernaut has 1.5 BAT and he has phase boost. He just hits the wards.
Yeah. Let's see if Brax can get some of those denies in there. Moon scouting out these stacks that are now being taken. Sammy getting it, and Moon soaking the XP. This is what you want to see. Does he go for a stun to try and steal some? No vision in the area, so he will be kicked out of that area for the moment, while Ocean and Gunner, again, the same rotation as Brax dies down bottom. They try and make something happen here. They're going to find Moon, roll in, have him caught there. Spike Carapace comes out, stun afterwards. Saberlight making the big rotation. He has Doom ready, drops it now onto Gunner. The save coming onto Moon. Oh no! Undying make the huge play and punish Gunner hard.
And that's at the same time, you know, you're fighting over there. You're like, okay, we're making space in this area for, you know, our offline to pressure to carry. But instead, it's Tomato who's solo killing Brax because it's Juggernaut versus Venomancer, and you're always terrified. And he didn't even use Omni Slash, so there's still fear for Brax in this bottom lane. It's looking a little bit like another outdraft, boys, like another outdraft. But we'll see. Like maybe there's some timing I'm not understanding with this Ember Call. It's a very powerful.
Oh god. Oh no, Gunner. Remnant's back. He's gonna be fine. So he will be able to pop that regen, force some rotations, and then get back to it. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. It's already floating between that 1 and 2K gold lead as Ocean is gonna run into Moon again. And yeah, you can see Sammy's first ever game on Axe, at least in professional matches. 9 different heroes so far in the qualifier. A very, like, you know, he's a big hero pool, but I don't know. We'll have to keep our eyes on it and see how he does. Going for that Manta first has so often been the strategy.
Yeah, I do feel maybe it's best to not think about the last game, actually, and just focus on this. Because, you know, it's 4 Zoomers, they're still in this. Ember's rotating bottom lane. They do have these level 4 Venom wards, which means they are making the right decision. You know, your hero has a timing, let's go fight around him. Bring all our resources, we're a bit behind, but if we make good plays, we can still win this game.
Gunner runs into Moon. Tomato going for that spin TP away, so they will find Moon. Can they get the kill, though? The slowdown is there. The chase, the finish.
Oh, and that's a very important kill here. Tomato makes a really good play. He spin TPs, but instead of going to Fountain, he goes to top tower. He can match the pressure. I think we should see 4 Zoomers look to defend top and take bottom, but I don't know if they took the Doom timer. Like, Doom's only 15 seconds. Ideally, it would be Gunner just TPing up there and sort of running down the lane, sort of CC&C style with Flame Guard, but instead he has to TP mid, because again, like, the mid lane went so well for TA. She's actually a pressure hero now, but she's a beast right now. Dragon
Well, she got the DD too, so that makes it like all the much more terrifying to actually be there. So they're gonna keep Brax bottom. He takes that tower, and in the meantime, Tomato is also gonna get top. So they're trading 1 for 1, and like you said, it would be great if they could have kept that one alive, but won't be the case at least for now. But it does at least open up a little bit more room here. And Brax, I mean, this is for a while what we saw out of Venomancer, right? You just be annoying, you sit down bottom, you have a ward there maybe. If they come and gank you, it's like, whatever, I'm a Veno anyways, bro. Why are you coming after me?
True.
So we'll see.
And you're exactly right. I think we'll see Brax kill this wave, maybe think about rotating to the mid and sort of forming a wall there. If he does that, like, it'd be pretty good for them. It's not like TA really wants to sit versus the Venom wards, and it's like Doom can't do it either. So, you know, there's some... If you can force map control like that, I can see some really good plays opening up on the 4 Zoomer side. Right. Something that 4 Zoomers have been doing really well is getting these stacks up for Sammy Boy. He didn't have the best of lanes, but he's actually the same net worth as his very fat TA. He's having a great game now.
This is a big opportunity here as well. It seems like it's going to be so impossibly hard to go onto Tomato, though. This is such a free jug game, and he spots the courier going by. Ocean is there. They're going on bottom, though. Also, Brax, I mean, they go for the gank, and they're going to kill him. And the unfortunate part is I don't think they get a return kill on the other side. Tomato's out. Spin TP is so good this game.
It is. It's only the carry axe that can cancel it, and as we saw in last game, like, with how Tomato played, I think that's how you sort of want to play the carry axe. You're just farming. You don't want to come into these moves that much.
Right.
And the most unfortunate part about the bottom play is they didn't even have to use the Doom.
Right.
So Undying are up 3k gold, but they still have all their timings, which means it's hard for Zoomers to make an aggressive play here. We can see Earth Spirit.
They see Ocean, and they also spot Moon, so able to force them back. That creates a little bit of extra room here now. Sammy did stack up these camps a little bit. It looks like they're going to be taken by Brax, or maybe they're going to battle over them as Gunnar in the mid lane trying to keep it pressured on out. Keep it fine and dandy. But yeah, what are we now? 3,000 gold lead. It just keeps on growing for Undying. The game is looking really rough.
The thing is, normally you can say stuff like, oh, the Doom has a Midas and level 4 Devour. This is sort of fake gold. That was really close to dying. Dubu wanted to curse him there into the Doom.
Right.
But if you look at the experience graph, they're also around 4 to 5,000 experience ahead. That's not what you want from the 4 Zoomer side. I'm going to say a lot of it is on the fact that TA is level 12 and Gunner's level 8.
Well, Husky, he's level 6, and he is super dead. They kill him off in an instant, and that's just what's going to happen. Ocean is back over here, trying to soak up XP as he's hanging around this area. And Zoomers, every minute that goes by, it feels like they're falling further and further behind. Gunner tries to get out of there, has the Remnant, the chase, the right click, that might be enough. Oh man, the bottle keeps Gunner alive. But scary, scary times right now for the 4 Zoomers. Again, their life left in this round of the DPC and their attempt to try and go to TI. It all depends upon this game. And right now they are behind. What's sort of the comeback play for them as far as like what they're wanting to make moves? Is it controlling the map, or is it like trying to make a smoke gank? Because it feels like they have some heroes that can do stuff. I don't know. What do you think?
I think they have to take a fight on side lane Dota, where Winter Raven, like if they fight and try to go on this TA, Winter Raven is just going to reset the fight with Winter's Curse, and it's going to be really hard. They need to find someone on the side lane alone, and so just bring a lot of heroes and kill them. The problem is that all their damage is sort of slow damage. Like it's like sort of a stupid term, but we actually use it. We used it a lot on back when I played with Moon Meander and Brile. Like slow and fast damage. You want burst in order to like kill heroes fast. Otherwise, the enemy team will react to you, right? Oh, Moon Meander mid lane. This is what they need on 4 Zoomers.
Good call, but afterwards able to get it. There's the Cold Embrace, trying to bring down one. Do they have anything else left in the tank? There's the Winter's Curse. They are in some trouble in the Doom on Ocean, so they don't even have that fight for afterwards. Can they kill Moon, though? Drops down low. Sammy, he gets the dunk, and actually they're keeping Ocean alive, and now for a chance, they have a reinitiation. Saberlight kicks him back into the ulti. They got to save a stun just to make sure he doesn't go, but oh, that's a nice play. Purges off the Magnetize. Still, though, can't purge off all the rest of that shenanigans as the slow and steady beatdown continues. They get the roll, they get the kill. Much needed.
So, honestly, my play I talked about was utter trash. If you try to play side lane Dota at 12 minutes into the game, it will not work. You will instantly lose. 4 Zoomers with the better call, they fortify the only position on the map they can hold. I mean, they still lose mid tower in that play, but that was really important for them. Especially in the experience department. They fortify, they bring all their heroes to this fight, even this carry axe, and it leads into like 2 really big kills. They killed a top network Doombringer, which is hugely important. I did want to mention, I do really like Saberlight's build here. I feel like a lot of Dooms stop thinking about their builds and just go for like phase boots minus BKB. Oh, Brow denies a rune there. Very sneaky and nice there.
Good.
But instead, he's recognized that 4 Zoomers are behind, so they don't have enough damage. If he just builds pipe with this healing word, we saw that in the last fight, like it's so hard to kill Moon Meander, this stupid 4-position Nyx bug, just because the healing word's on him. If you combine that with the pipe, they're just going to run out of damage. This will let you take any fight you want, let you take Roshan, etc. The one downside to this build, though, is that if something bad happens where they get enough... Sammy Boy's just alone here.
That's not where he wants to be. Manta down, tanking through a lot of this damage. Well, something went wrong, Owie, but it wasn't what you were anticipating. It was bad for the Zoomers instead.
I swear, that happens like once a game, this series, where I feel like Sammy Boy, he's just a bit out of position, trying to maximize a bit too hard. That's what I was saying, if something goes wrong for Undying, and you build items like Pipe that don't scale in the same way... 1 second.
Gunner Another winner's
have to Doom?
curse. They got him in on range and got him caught. Now the slowdown, the purge is there, the roll afterwards. Is this the fight that they need? Can they survive the Doom? Tomato's on top of him. It's not going to happen. Dead. Bryle on a killing spree. That one, I think that was a Psyblade hit, wasn't it? I don't know. It was sick. But regardless, Undying right into the pit. You know, Al, you keep on talking about how Pipe, it's not going to scale good if they lose a fight or something, but they keep winning fights.
Yeah, I mean,
Pipe's pretty good.
I think it's the right item choice. And I think it's the highest win percentage. It's just like, if you do some catastrophic mess up, where you feed 5 kills and suddenly they do have damage to punch through the pipe, it can often end up feeling worse than BKB.
Right.
It's just like, this is the right item choice. I think it closes the window for Zoomers, but it is high execution. You can't go snowball items and like not snowball the game. But Undying, you know, they've gotten consecutive pickoffs on cores. They've taken Roshan. It looks to be like another very clean game coming out of them.
Right. And this is what we've talked about as like some of the best parts of this Undying team is that they don't throw these games when they end up pulling out to a little bit of a lead. They're consistent in that. And it's just kind of been this bugbear constantly in the side of four Zoomers where they do well against pretty much everybody else in the region. And, you know, even occasionally against some of the better teams, they start to look pretty solid, but they haven't been able to, at least in the DPC, it feels like, take down Undying. You know, some of those other tournaments they've been able to. It's sort of been a little bit back and forth in that regard, but in these big matches, it's been rough. And so far, staring down the barrel of a 3-0 with Undying on the verge of making it to TI, being the third team to come in from this region would be absolutely huge for them. And I mean, we've talked so much about what this would mean for all these different players, but all of them either trying to revitalize careers or just, you know, establish it again.
For sure. And Knoxville, our statsman, actually mentioned that Brow picked up that kill onto the onto Ember Spirit by hitting him and sideblading him through the Venom ward.
Right.
This is something I
know
saw.
that was possible.
Yeah, I think it was GPK on TA against T1 maybe. I can't remember who did this. But saw that ESO1. He hit like 3 Venom wards and almost like wiped the enemy team because Venom wards have 0 armor.
Right.
So if you hit it with Desolator, they get like negative 33% or whatever it is, and then that's translated as pure damage through the side blades. So you're effectively critting for 1.3x your damage as pure damage, which is insane.
Yeah. Well, so what you're telling me right now is that the counters to the TA of the Veno and the Ember are not working out too well as they get a blinding light pushback. Brax pops the ulti. Gonna try and chase forward, roll in. Ocean, they're right on top. Oh, the side blades. Oh, the side blades. Gotta be careful, buddies. Brax down so low, but will be able to go for a counterplay if they want to. That Veno ulti is starting to hurt on him. But in the end, it won't end up mattering. And the whole time, Tomato's just got a completely free game. This Jug has gotten everything that he wanted.
For sure. And I will say, Sammy Boy, again, similar to the Faceless Void game, he is farming extremely well. He had that one pickoff, but I'll give him a pass on that because he came to that very fight mid as well, you know? You gotta support your carry players. Oh, Ocean bottom though.
Yeah, trying to trail it all in together pretty effectively. Jump in, good call! Ocean living, but the cold embrace afterwards. And he ends up dying after the fact. Do they have enough to kill any of them? No, Omni Slash comes out. And now the chase down, Sammy in trouble, goes for the call. Oh, a turn though! A turn onto them all. They got 2. Can they kill Tomato afterwards? Kills off that healing ward. He's out of mana. Dubu is there for the save, but they got a little bit too cavalier with their move. Now the call, trying to take him down. Sammy goes for the TP out, but the stun. They came in time with Moon, able to make that kill happen. The Heaven's Halberd to disarm Bryle. It was 2 buybacks for that one. And Undying maybe starting to feel the, you know, like they had already won it. You know, a little bit too fresh and cool with the move.
Yeah, that ended up being a fight under the dire vision. 4 Zoomer seizing the opportunity really well there. Sambo, he's just really farmed, you know. He has Blink, Manta, Vanguard, and he's gonna have the shard he's gonna have more than enough gold to get the shard at 20 minutes when it spawns. I mean, 4 Zoomer showing some life in this series for sure, and you know, Samuel, he channeled his inner Tomato there with his nice 3-man call.
Right.
And showed him what's up.
Listen, I'm going to say this. If somehow, if some way, if there is a reverse sweep that happens in this series, that moment right there was the moment that started it all.
For sure.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen because it's still looking a little bit rough, but it's only a 5,000 gold lead. We've seen bigger comebacks before in the history of Dota.
Yeah, I think, didn't we see like a 30k gold lead?
Yeah, we saw an NB game.
In
yes.
C, right? No, it was like 31k
sorry,
gold
my
in
bad.
C in these qualifiers where they had a comeback or something ridiculous like that. And they can definitely do this. I mean, the thing about Axe this game is you can see after his Aghanim chart, he actually has a Blade Mill queued up.
Right.
People don't expect this. Like, Tomato hasn't gone for S and Y to play against a Blade. Oh, mid lane.
Big jump in. Winner's curse. Oh, no Doom available. Gunner. Sleight of Fist dead. Kills
That's a big kill.
Moon.
He has no buyback. That's a 60 seconds without a support on the map.
And now they find themselves another route there onto Bryle. Zoomer's not giving up. They're staying in this one. They have a very farmed TA still. Top net worth in the game, but right there alongside her is this Axe. Sammy with Blink done, ready to go with this shard. Also gets an illusion rune now. There could be a chance here for them to make something happen. The last couple of minutes have looked good for Zoomers.
For sure, they're really bringing themselves back into this. And keep in mind, this is when Undying had an Aegis.
Right.
Like, Zoomers are not even taking these fights. They're sort of manipulating Bryle around the map, so he's not farming how he wants and fighting with his Aegis freely. Oh, Blink onto mid though.
Looking for it. Doom is out, but he's rolling away. Trying to keep him alive, looking for a kick, looking for anything to keep him survivable on Gunner, but it's going to be enough to burn him down, and he's going to have to get denied. So Ocean takes him down. There's a ping there. Maybe they thought they could have gotten him to the tower for the extra regen, but there's no extra save. So at least it's a deny there onto Gunner. And Doom down.
Look at this. Smoke up. They're down at Ember, but they see a timing.
Jump forward,
No
call.
Aegis.
They catch Ryle. Trying to blow him up. That's as the Aegis expired. Oh, what a timing. Can they kill him off in time? Is it going to be enough? Down silenced. Oh, but tearing him in. Sammy in some trouble, trying to turn, hoping to find something, but it won't be enough. Ryle drops down low, but won't die. The cold embrace is there. The Sammy illusions just trying to hit him, but it won't be enough. God, that was close.
And you know what probably saved Bryle there? It was the Pipe Aura.
Right.
Because he was so close to death there. That was a beast play coming out from 4 Zoomers. You're down your mid, but you're still ready to fight. Oh, they're still going though.
Trying to make a round 2 of this one. Gunner doing some good damage. The Chakram, he has another slight back up in a second. Looking for that chase down. Connects again. Chakra magic back up again in a moment. Can they go for the chase? They've got him. Axe back up in 8 seconds now. They're not going to go for any more. Undying respecting the potential damage here. I mean, we are starting to see some things come together a little bit for Zoomers. And when this Doom is on cooldown, they have a lot of power.
Yeah, I will say, like, of all the heroes in Dota, I think my read on Axe carry is probably the worst of any hero because it's such a weird concept, you know? This offlaner with the shard becoming a carry. Right. We saw it at the Animator, we saw it at ESL1, and a lot in the C qualifiers actually, but it hasn't looked good in NA until these like past field Tomato games. And honestly, Sammy Boy is making it look very, very good this game.
Ryle in the mid lane could look for another jump here. Axe gets the call.
Wyvern's
they
there,
go
though.
for round 2. Wyvern, big jump in. They find him on the back line with Gunner now. Stun afterwards. They haven't done all that much. Big stomp afterwards with the Omni slash down on top of both, but they got torn apart. Oh, that was a ton of damage out from Sammy. He will fall, but they took down 3 with those illusions. Dude, those spins are
What?
no joke. That was wild.
What
That
just
was-
happened?
They did a lot of damage, Howie. That's what they did.
The-
Another round here. Tomato thinking about going for a
Nani?
spin in. Yeah, they got the courier. Has fight still not quite done. I want to look at what the damage numbers were on that because that looked insane.
Wait, so there's a Winter's Curse that set up everything, right?
Yeah.
And then they're set up for a Nyx Impale and a War Stomp there, right? Onto
Yes.
like 2 key heroes. And then they're all stunned, and then 3 heroes on Undying died.
Exactly. That's. Yeah, I think you got about the gist
See,
of it.
I was talking about my read on Axe. I don't understand this hero at all. I have like
Right.
40,000 hours in Dota. I have no idea how this hero functions.
So
Like-
he did in that same amount of time with just popping Manta and getting the call off about 3,600 damage, and obviously
Wait.
Ember did a ton as well.
So was it like they cursed the Axe or the Illusion and then he's hit? No, it's after curse.
no,
so
no,
I guess
I think
they
what happened was
stunned-
he got the Manta off basically.
He was manted when he went on TA. They
Right,
cursed him.
okay.
The illusions don't spin when they hit an ally, I believe. I'm not too sure on that. But I think when they stunned the Axe, they didn't stun the illusions, and the illusions have beasted it up, right?
Okay.
It just
That
spun
sounds
every
good
hit
to
or
me.
something. RNGesus wants 4 Zoomers to have a nice reverse 3-2 sweep, but we'll see about what happens here.
Good stun, great stun, catches onto both. Saberlight afterwards, they find Ocean. He's in some trouble. Buyback immediately from Coddle. They have buyback on Earth Spirit too. Do they want to fully commit to try and take this fight? There's the call from Sammy. Now the winner's curse. Connecting out, they buy back on Ocean. He's going to TP to the tier 2. Looking for more. They have Doom available. This is where things get scary. Sammy, does he dare go up high ground? They have Vision up here. So they take that away from him, and with the ward, oh, that was a good play right there, taking the trap. They used the trap to break the Blink Axe. And that will stop the initiation.
Man, that was looking actually like another good fight for 4 Zoomers for a second there, but Sammy Boy had already used his Manta to farm. You cannot fight without Manta at all and smoke in here.
Looking for an opening, a chance. Now Gunner runs in, jumps, dunk, dead. Now looking for more, muted, he's doomed. The Axe trying to get back home, Saberlight slowing him down to the best of their abilities. They have Spirit Form back up again in a second, but he's gonna die. Ryle ends up finding that kill. Gunner, seeing if he can play a little bit of cleanup on his Ember. What else do they have left in the tank? The slowdown is there. Another round of Sleight of Fists. The Coddle's not near enough. 4-step coming for Breck to keep alive. But Ryle again with the side blades. Able to connect, able to get the kill and Ultra for this TA. Absolutely beautiful.
Bro, he's just a beast this game. I mean, look at this boy. He 8-0. He stomped his lane. He got counterpicked on, like absolutely massacred Gunner in lane. And now it just seems like Undying every game they have a different player who's just ruining the dreams and hopes of the enemy team. Last game was Saberlight. This game was Bryle. I don't remember what happened in the first game because my mind's still spinning around the Axe play.
Again.
It was Bryle again in Boy's a Beast, but nah, this TA is just. I mean, this is a first 2 TA.
Right.
You're playing against Venomancer, Ember, Earth Spirit, who are supposed to be good versus Templar Assassin, but it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like they're just like, you know, NPCs. He just wants to farm them with Templar Assassin.
Right. Well, I'm very impressed right now. Undying proving that they indeed deserve a shot at TI. They have looked so freaking good throughout this series, and you know, Zoomer's struggling. It's a tough road to ride. Are they going to be able to come and contest for this Roche? They have a feeling it's knowing every time they've just been a second or two late. There's the jump in Gunner. Remnant's over to the side, but they will be able to catch him. Great stun afterwards from Moon. Catches there onto 2. Ocean, nowhere left to go, and the rest of the Zoomers have to run away. Brax trying to buy a little bit of extra space, but Saberlight right on top of him. Blinding Light pushback, and they are going to feel comfortable holding on to this high ground. Second Roche going their direction.
Yeah, and now TA, she has a cheese. They've opted to give Tomato to Aegis because he's the one who's going to hit buildings. And, you know, I talked about Blade Mill as potentially a comeback mechanic for Zoomers, you know. Traditionally, it's always been Axe and Darkseer. The stronger your opponents get, the stronger you do as well, which
Right.
makes for good comebacks. But, you know, it's nullified by Aegis like specifically, and I mean, you can't call Blade Mail Juggernaut twice in a fight,
True.
so it's looking a little bit more rough for Zoomers now.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, you have these other things that have some hypothetical good combos, you know, whether it's the Ember being the double slights or even the like double Berserker's Call that you could get close to with the Chakra Magic cooldown. But at the end of the day, when you're down 16,000 gold, like, it's feeling pretty rough. And another pause is going to come out right now. It looks like Brax is ready to go again. And they are going to go in for potentially what could be one last hurrah. I don't know. We'll see. They're underneath a ward right now, but simultaneously, Dire have vision that there's a ward there. Tomato with the DD. Mjolnir Manta. This Jug is so fat.
He is, and, you know, he's not even the most fat one in the game.
Right.
He has 4k net worth above him, but, man, Tomato, he looks strong. Dude looks strong. Brow looks strong. Very spooky.
They get a vision down. This is about the best you could hope for the Zoomers. If they can take a fight over in this area underneath their ward. But again, it's like, how do you even go on this guy?
They need Undying to split up. The problem is Undying have just been playing so solid.
Right.
So, like, well-measured, good fundamental Dota this entire series. I don't know if they're going to have a bad TP that really lets Zoomer have our opportunity to get back into this game. But, I mean, we've seen it in the C qualifiers. Knoxville pointed out there's a 32,000 gold comeback between, he wrote it here, but I can't read.
That's fine. Gotta look
between
out, though.
TNC and Boom.
That was a big one. And now, see if we find another big one. And Brax is dead. Call afterwards. Sammy tried to save him. Now he's in trouble. Silenced. Blinding light pushback. Bryle there as well. Oh, the Winter's Curse. Oh, man. You got to be careful. Another round of the call. A chance to turn. Ah, it's not quite there. The silence came out the last second to interrupt his dunk. Oh, wow. And just like that, Sammy Boy falls again. 3, 6, and 4 on this Axe. Had to go in over and over to try and make space, and it just has not worked out.
Yeah, you're just playing carry Axe against Winter Wyvern seems like a big issue.
They go in again. Undying, they can feel it. They have a sense. They have worked so hard this year, wanting to make it to TI. That's always the goal for these teams. And on the verge of making it happen, sieging this high ground, they got Daedalus for Bryle. Do any of them have buybacks? I don't know if it really ends up mattering, as a full set of racks are gonna go down. They're gonna take this one and start heading up to the north. Say, come deal with us. Still have a minute left on this Aegis.
They sell the Aegis, they sell this cheese. Dubu's ready with his Holy Locket and level 10 talent. It looks really hard to kill the Undying heroes, but look at that discipline.
Yeah.
Even though they're one moment from getting to TI, they understand that the only percentage fight that 4 Zoomers has is if they overextend. They have to, like, fight into 4 Zoomers buybacks, of which there's only one in Ember, so maybe a little bit too cautious, but I would play it safe if I was going to go to TI as well.
True.
And just good fundamentals, again. Like, how do you mess up if the enemy doesn't have any item timings left? They're not going to farm any items for the rest of this game.
Oh, and look at this. Down bottom, Saberlight so often being the guy who's done it for him. Oh, and Gunner just barely getting away. He was so ready for that one. Hoofstomp was right close. On top of where he was.
Hoofstomp's actually one of the hardest spells to dodge. I believe it's 0.3 seconds. I could be wrong. Like, Axe costs 0.4, and that one's like a lot more dodgeable compared to like Center Stomp. It's like 0.5. That one's easier to BKB. But, you know, Gunner, as soon as that wave's done, he knew from last game that Undying are on the hunt, and he's just out of there.
Well, 68 gold away from buyback right now on the Axe, but they just want to get involved. They got to take a fight outside their base. They need to find an opening here, and the Aegis just now expiring. Tomato has it. Moon. Dude, look at this guy. He's blocking the area where they were going to be. They get the silence. They don't want to go on this Nyx. They didn't want to find Moon. They wanted a bigger target. Zoomers, oh man, they're gonna remnant in, try and make something happen. Dumped away, no, the Doom comes out in time. What a play there. As they find the stun, and then that sets up the Doom, and now the Stomp. Buys back on Gunner, gonna jump in, tries to find the Wyvern. Okay, an opportunity here. They're kicking Brax out. They take down Gunner a second time. They kill him off. Oh, what a combo. As now the Omni Slash goes out on top of several. Ocean trying to stop the pain, but there is no stopping it. GG is gonna be called, and just like that, Undying, they're going to TI. Sure, you guys
just honestly, like, an outclassing here of the teams. I think Undying, they clearly deserve to win this series. They outdrafted them, they outplayed them, they outstrategized them. Everything just coming back together, and man, they looked really good in the series.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of love there to Undying. They're obviously an incredibly talented team. You can see from their opponents, Zoomers, Sammy, he's put in there at the end, much love. I can't imagine how much pain you got to be in to be like, get to the grand finals and then get knocked out, but still be able to show a little bit of respect there to the opponents. So shout outs to him and shout outs to the team for Zoomers as well. They are eliminated, and it's going to be Undying being the third team to represent North America. For now, going to go to a quick break. When we get back, the panel, which includes us, is going to be back to break it all down. See you then.
Welcome back, everybody, to the TI10 North American Qualifiers. We have just crowned a new champion of this tournament, and they will be going to TI10. That is Team Undying. We have a interview coming up with one of the players, but first, gentlemen, tell me a little bit about this fantastic win, a very, very strong showing from Undying.
I think that it was exactly what we talked about, right? This is a team that, once they get a hold of that lead, they're not letting it go. They've been around the block for too long. They've been waiting too long for them to get another chance at this international stage. They are playing cool, calm, and collected to the nth degree and making sure that they just don't throw that away. And that's what they did in this game. They played so patiently, and it was just perfect.
Yeah, I think, and this has been the entire DPC season in the making. Undying were clearly the top dogs after Quincy Crew and EG, even forcing tiebreakers in Season 1, looking really scary in Season 2, and it's all accumulated all their hard work into this result. Clearly the third best team in NA, maybe even pushing for that second and first. We'll see at TI. And, I think they really showed what they're made of in this entire tournament. I mean, they didn't drop a single game. Yeah. All the qualifiers. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, a very fantastic job. I also want to give just a shout out to 4Zoomers. They also fought very, very hard, and a lot of people had them also in the top of their fantasy brackets to potentially win the tournament, and they did. They fought very hard, and they said that even though they lose one game, they will just regroup and come back, and that really showed in a lot of their games throughout the entire series. Really, like, you didn't really see them giving up. They were always trying to take whatever advantage they could. So I really want to give them like props. Like, they worked very, very hard, and second place is nothing. While they are not able to go to TI by getting second, second place in the region is not something to sneeze at.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, you have a situation where there's two teams with the same dream. Only one of them can get it. That means that one of them's going to be gone, but the other one, I mean, it's just absolute jubilation, I'm sure, for that entire team on Undying, who are absolutely loving what's going on.
Well, let's take a look and ask them themselves as we go to this interview with Moon Meander. Hello. Oh, Moon Meander
Hello.
featuring special guest Cat. Hello. Welcome and congratulations. First of all, how does it feel to know that you're going to go to TI?
Man, it's a great feeling because I've been trying to do this for like since TI7, with Digital Chaos, with Weeha and Misery, and I missed that one, and I missed the one after and finally I'm back again. It's like it's been a long journey for me, and I'm so happy and grateful for all my teammates and sticking together with me for the whole year, even though we were like one game away from getting to the first major and another game away from going to a tiebreaker in one of the toughest regions to play. Now people are gonna meme like, yeah, my tier 2 teams are maybe not as good as the other regions and it's not as close, but the top teams in this region, like EG, top 3 every major, Quincy Crew, top 6 in a major. Like it's not easy to get to a major with the standard, and we don't have a wildcard slot. So finally, this one TI slot, no Quincy Crew, no EG. We worked all year for this, and it feels so goddamn good to go to TI finally.
Yes, I love to hear it. You really, really deserve this spot. You worked so hard and you absolutely stomped this tournament. Really, like you didn't drop a single game. Did you expect this outcome where you didn't even drop a single game at all? Or did you expect to lose to anybody, maybe drop a game? If so, who?
I don't really go into tournaments thinking I'm not gonna drop a single game. It's kind of cocky, but if I predicted that it was gonna be Zoomers, then Sad Boys, then BNY, and so on and so forth. Maybe simply two base and stuff. But I told my team at the start of this series, guys, do not expect the three of them. They're here. They're four young guys, and they're ready to shit on us. Don't get cocky. They just won a series. If this goes to game 5, this goes to game 5. Don't worry about it. I got this. We got this together as a team. I'm gonna like outdraft this Cooks. That's what I said.
Oh my gosh.
How does it feel to outdraft them super hard 3 games in a row? Because I thought the drafts were just phenomenal from you guys.
We did some studies and watching the majors, and I did the math. I just went in demo mode. With the patch came out, and I read the X shard. I'm like, it gives attack speed, increases the chance, and you can attack while spinning. That's like 2 talents and like an item for 1.4k gold. And I did the double with the moon shard, attacking like a damage bot. I'm like, oh man, there's no way this is balance. This guy out carries everything. But then we started playing it in scrims, and then we know what beats it. So,
Right.
but I feel like that's what like brought us like this 3-0 in the finals, was that we understanding the X matchup that 4 Zoomers didn't understand it about. Like we knew
Moon,
the counters, they didn't basically.
Moon, I want to go back real quickly, if we can, to like what you were talking about before about actually finally hitting TI, right? Like, because you talked about it, 2016. You know, that was the year you guys got knocked out when you were part of OG by TNC. A disappointing, like a heartbreaking, a team crashing defeat, and then afterwards trying to reform this digital chaos, and now not being able to hit that, and then over and over again being denied. You know what it's like to succeed. You know what it's like to have success on all those previous teams. What are you going to be telling your guys when you get to TI about how to have success there? Like, are you going to be trying to sort of instill things in them? That is it any different than what you've been doing this whole time?
Yes, I'm gonna tell them, because I'm an experienced player. I've been on the top of 2 esports, first Han and Dota. I've been winning majors, and then I fell down to the deepest depths of Dota, of tier 5 scrubbery in the mud. I was like playing open qualifiers and any teams with random players, with SA players. I went to Asia, won a minor, came back, tried again in any like open qualifiers again. Even teamed up with Eternal Envy, went to a major somehow, won WSG. I've been around the world back, played in 3 regions, okay? EU, NA, SCA. Well, not many players can say this. And now I'm finally back at TI. I'm gonna tell my team, no matter what happens at this TI, do your best, have no regrets, because I had some regrets at some TIs. And I told myself, if I'm ever in this position again, I know what I need to do from now on. I know what kind of team atmosphere I'm gonna bring with my team. I know what I'm gonna do to band them together, and I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. And I'm gonna bring them to the same mental level as I am. That's what I'm gonna do.
Good shit, dude.
Love it. I love this fire. Like, you just seem so, like, you're so full of conviction and you seem super serious, but at the same time, like, all of your teammates always say that you've really been having a lot of fun with these matches, right? Do you feel that that really contributes to your team's ability to pick yourself up after a lost skirmish or a lost team fight?
Yeah, we used a lot of memes in the team, like the sheesh, like this, like we got brows iced out in his veins, sheesh, and we like saying, oh, we died, but copium, they use chronosphere, copium, like it's like we died, but they did use something for it, so we're coping with the deaths, and then we come back stronger next time, like fine guys, they use chronosphere, we can run at them now, blah blah blah. So we like keep our cool, we don't like panic, and I think the memes help a lot. Like we're gonna like carry the memes all the way through, and like our team Undying, we're not called team Undying for nothing because we play our hearts out. And one of our banners is we like do this, and then before I jump in, sometimes I'm like Shinzo, stuff like yo, just like suicidal, because I know I'm gonna die, and then I'm like I'm just gonna die for my team, for my country, and it's funny, and then my team laughs, and we have a good time, and everything is funny. It's a good atmosphere.
I love it. You really, really, truly sound just like your team name, like you mentioned, just Undying. And I hope that you experience that same fun time and a lot of wins as well in TI. So thank you very much for a fantastic interview and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we have our winner. Team Undying is going to TI10 and they sound super happy and they sound super, super determined to do really well there. And their teamwork just, I feel motivated by their teamwork. What do you guys feel?
Yeah, Moons just does that. He just does that to people. I don't know what it is. Is something his intonation or cadence? Like the man just has the spark, and I think that the whole team sort of feels it. And yeah, I'm motivated. I'm gonna go freaking spam some Darkseer matches after this or something. Just like replay this on repeat in my head.
AUI, what are your plans?
After this,
Yeah.
I want to eat some food. Or do you mean like with Dota? Or like...
Oh my god!
I mean, Undying, they just look so solid in that series. I'm really impressed with that. I'm a useless human. I don't play competitive Dota anymore, so I won't probably be spamming solo kill. But no, those games were good Dota games. I learned a lot from watching Undying, and I'm honestly really excited to see them perform at TI. Moon talked about they got denied a chance to play international Dota this year by EG, 2 second place in a row, and Quincy Crew, who got top 6. It's hard if you don't get to play these lands, and I think they're about to show like the 3-team depth of NA, and I'm excited for that.
I also love that production decided to prove you wrong when you said you're not a professional player by bringing up this bracket, because you are in this bracket. A lot of teams did fantastic this tournament. They really well fought. A lot of series that didn't just go 2-0, and a lot of weird storyline turnarounds, like Arkosh just 2-0ing 2 games in a row. But yeah, all these teams did fantastic. Shout outs to our top 3 who ended up being Undying, 4 Zoomers, and Bumblebees. And yeah, just a lot of really, really, really good Dota this week. And gentlemen, that is it for us. Not only is the day done, but the tournament is done. We have no Dota left, but that's actually not true, because for those of you who want to watch more Dota, just remember on July 7th, Beyond the Summit is returning with their coverage of China and Western Europe. So there's more Dota to be had, more TI qualifier matches to look out for, and just a lot more memes and voice lines to be heard.
Perfect.
So once again, I want to thank both of you as well, Lyrical and AUI, for some fantastic casting. Lyrical, you're just able to break it down so well with your play-by-plays. AUI, you give so much great perspective as someone who has played as in a team, whether you say it's a team or not. It absolutely is, and your history helps me understand a lot about the mindset of the players themselves. And yeah, that's it for us.
Sumi,
We'll have
thank you
more
so
Dota.
much. You're so nice too. She's really good at what she does. I had to throw it in there. You're so great. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks to all the fans for watching.
Yes. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting North America, whether we're the meme region or not. We will be back on the BTS channel with more Dota on July 7th. Stay tuned. Good night. Bye.